Hello, everyone. Welcome to FMK Anime. I'm your host, Meep, joined by my linebacker, Gilly, my quarterback, Dalaron. Say
Son
hi.
of a bitch. Hi, everyone. You know where to find me, Dalaron, over at Dalaron Quest, twitch.tv/Dalaron Quest. We're doing it live every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Central Time with, I lost my sentence there yet again. Anyway, you guys know where to catch us. We're streaming on Mondays. We also do D&D on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Come on by, check us out. Also, I stream throughout the week. It's fun.
Yeah, you can you you can find me yesterday at the hospital getting a camera shoved up my butt. Uh,
Yeah?
yes, I am Meep.
Is that on your OnlyFans only? Or is that a patron exclusive?
Sorry, I have to move off of Patreon. Patreon has been a bit fucky lately with a lot of their members. So, Gilly, say hi.
Hello? Oh,
Oh, damn it. The internet might be
I
rolling the
am
dice again.
Gilly. Oh yeah, no, the second
He sounds
you
perfectly fine.
said my name, it dipped into the red again.
I just don't think we're allowed to say Gilly.
I mean, he's been perfectly fine for me.
Yeah. So now you know what Robot Gilly sounds like, everyone, and I think we'll be able to distinguish each other's voices moving on forward from here.
Uh, Robot Gilly, let me go to voice mod real quick.
No.
Oh no. Jujutsu Kaisen episode 17. the,
It's weird
yes,
because
this
it's
is
a half
FMK Anime.
season, and it always fucks with me because everything else is like 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, and it's like 17. I'm like, why?
Just wait until My Hero makes a list next season. I mean, what? I'm
Oh
joking.
no.
But yes, this is FMK Anime, where each week we watch an amount of shows, and at the end we can cut one show. We decide whether we're gonna fuck an episode or whether we're gonna kill an episode. And the shows with the most kills at the end dies. If there's a tie, we do the wheel. And yeah, I think we can roll right into it.
Let's do
With
it.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. With Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 17. Maki does battle until she steals Miwa's sword. Nobara and the witch girl fight until Nobara gets the upper hand. It smacks her with a squeaky hammer until Mai fucking shoots her in the face. Maki meets up with Fi and beats her in combat while they both recollect their childhood. This was a good episode.
This was a really good episode.
Nobara won that fight, by the way. I want that to be known. The only reason she got knocked out is because Mai interfered.
Yep,
She got
and the only reason Witch is not
fucked.
dead. The only reason Witch is not dead is because Nobara chose not to kill her. She literally said, if I hit her with my
Squeaky
hammer...
hammer.
Yeah, if I hit her with my hammer, she's gonna die. So what I'm going to do, and she pulls out a fucking Amy Rose squeaky hammer and decks her and almost knocks her out. And it would just take another hit of the squeaky hammer. But my rubber bullet revolver shoots her in the fucking head. Literally in the temple, so hard that she flies like 5 feet to the side.
Fucking. I'm just wondering what's in that fucking squeaky hammer if Nobara decides that just punching her would be less effective than the squeaky hammer.
Yeah, I guess you should have
Because
punched her.
I have a,
Like
no, I have a feeling that squeaky hammer is a cursed weapon.
that would be really good.
It would make sense.
You know, it's
Especially with the
funny.
way that it grew.
Jeez, Gilly, you are cutting out really bad.
It out of
Might have to boot him off the game.
Oh, jeez.
it from
The-
her.
oh no.
He'll come back. I had to disconnect him because that was just awful.
Well, the anime has also continued to push my Maki and Nobara shipping agenda.
No.
Yes, Nobara. I know it wasn't used in any contest that says it, but Nobara says that she loves Maki. It is
Yes.
said.
Love does not need to be sexual or romantic. You can love someone because they are your friend and you respect them.
Yes, but I can still ship them if I'd like, because they would be a good couple.
It's true. You could ship them. That is your right. I can't stop you.
But they would be a really good couple for each other.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to
Also,
switch over to the Jujutsu slide.
Was anyone else getting any tensions from the witch girl and the and Mai, or was that
No,
just me?
I think the witch girl just looks up to Mai the same way Nobara looks up to Maki.
Okay, because I just know there was the whole thing that was dropped with by Mai of, oh, I never told you about my first love, and then their phone conversation. It felt really heartwarming with each other, and it was like,
Well, they are always
might be
together.
agreed. Yeah, they're always together on the phone. They were like talking, and they were really melancholy. And Mai even went, yeah, I know. It felt like two couples sort of talking after a just sort of not melancholic, but a down moment.
Well, Mai's still terrible, but judging by both of their personalities, it could be possible that they're together intimately. But, they could be a couple. But at the same time, maybe Mai and Witch Girl. Do we have a name for Witch Girl? Like, we refer to her as Witch Girl every time, but I
Don't think it's been said.
We do, I just never can remember it. No,
Yeah,
it's been
same.
said, I just always forget.
I'm always bad. I've always been bad at names, so
Uh,
Damn, Gilly, you need to call your ISP and be like, what the fuck?
very memorable name.
Whatever. I almost want to call her Hiyori, but anyway. We got an interesting amount of exposition done through, or like we had a really good amount of exposition this episode done through a very interesting method of kind of like combat and like shonen dialogue, but also kind of just like being shown people's conversations, like just people interacting and not being told stuff. Don't get me wrong, we got plenty of stuff told to us by like Witch Girl telling Nobara or Mai telling Maki, but at the same time, it was just a lot of emotion in this episode, and the action was really fucking good too.
Listen, I see what you posted there, Gilly. I am just saying that was the tones and tensions I was getting from Mai and Witch Girl. I'm not actively shipping them because I don't care about their relationship. The only one I'm actively shipping is Itadori and Fushiguro and Nobara and Maki, okay?
I would ship Witch Girl and Mai before I would ship Nobara and Maki.
Why? They would be so good for each other.
No. No. You can have respect and you don't have to be a couple. Because Maki is figuring out her own shit, and Nobara is also figuring out herself. There's a reason why they're not in a relationship with someone right now. They're just dealing with themselves, and that's a really important period in one's life.
Maki's face, every time she's fighting, that just disturbing smile freaks me the fuck out, and it's great.
The animation.
I loved it.
Yeah, the animation on Maki's flourishes, and yeah, I agree with you, Gilly. It's so good. She is so she is like sadistic when she fights. That's the only. I get the feeling that's the only thing she likes. It's the only time she feels alive.
Yeah, it's because she's proving to her family that, hey, I can be this, and fuck y'all for wanting me to be a simple goddamn servant. And I love Maki this episode. She is so cool, so badass, and her actual, like, the small little character moment she gets in the backstory, the, like, character moment she gets in the fights, like that little talk she has after she beats Mai, it's just she's early frontrunner for best side character Jujutsu this season. Just counting this season alone and not the previous season, early frontrunner for me. Because as much as I love Gojo, As much as I love Gojo, he's been a bit absent.
Sure, but Toto is still the one leading the charge for that, at least for this show.
Toto is antagonist.
He's not an antagonist, he's best friend.
He is on the enemy side fighting Itadori. You can be a good character and be an antagonist.
Yeah, but he's more of an antagonist to his teammates than he is to the Tokyo school.
The problem is, at this point, everything with him and Itadori isn't even fighting, it's training.
I mean, we'll see. We still have a whole season, right? We're not even at the halfway point.
It'll be weird because we obviously know fucking curses are going to interfere with the tournament.
Thanks,
unless
opening.
The opening is doing unless the opening is pulling a fast one on us. Could be pulling another fast one on us.
I doubt it.
I also realized actually watching through the opening this time that it's also, along with spoiling Panda's power, it's spoiling another character's power we haven't seen yet.
Yep. Not gonna say more on it, but yep.
I talked about the boy Fushiguro is about to fight.
I'm excited for that fight. Oh yeah, spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
The after credits, not seen, but there's a preview in it. The first 2 frames are Archer Boy and Fushiguro.
Oh, did you watch through the entire after?
No, I stopped. I was writing my notes. I looked over. I saw those 2 frames, and I'm like, and stop.
Okay, I was gonna bring something up after you said that. I was like, oh, okay, I can mention this, but you had to cock tease me.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, it's just a little bit of teasing. Keep it fun. Keep it interesting, mate.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm really excited for next episode.
Yeah.
I did lie. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I did lie in my notes.
Okay.
Because in my notes I said, no Itadori this episode. Then I remembered, wait, no, there was the little flashback where Nobara was like, hey, what do you think of Maki? And Itadori was like, she'll fucking get mad about what I say. I think she's an amazing woman.
She's a wonderful woman.
Like, no, as a Jujutsu sorcerer. Oh, sorry.
I absolutely love that whole situation.
That was great. Maki just saying, hey, I can fucking hear you. Like, right.
Yeah. This show still knows how to do humor well, but this is definitely a much more emotionally charged episode. Like, the exchanges between Nobara and Witch Girl were fantastic. I actually, apart from the very last scene of Maki versus Mai, which actually made me tear up, actually made me cry a little bit, which I can't right now because of my sinus and nasal procedure. The emotionally charged exchange between Witch Girl and Nobara actually made me tear up a bit. They're both very strong characters in their own way, and Nobara's a fucking badass.
Oh yeah, it was. Her fight was really good. The whole way she used her curse power, the whole, no, you don't know what kind of person Itadori is. Which almost made me break my ship and want to ship Nobara and Itadori, but at the same time, I feel like that'd be a bit, that'd be a ship, considering the amount of times she wants to hit Itadori.
Oh no, we'll talk more about that in the final show of our list, but anyway.
Tsundere.
Yeah. But I think my favorite moment was when they were both yelling at each other about what it means to be a female Jujutsu sorcerer, because it's never been really brought up, but now it's actually full-fledged, and it totally makes sense within Japanese culture. It's a tie between that moment and then when she is just don't underestimate me. You don't know who I am. Kugasaki Nobara, and she just smashes the doll, and so good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
She's very honestly, being able to see Nobara actually, even though we got a good balance of fights with characters that really needed to get some time to shine.
Seriously,
there was a lot of Maki. She got 2 different fights, and back to 1.
And back to 1.
Nope, there we go. It's back up.
Yeah, you're good.
And we got to see honestly, look, I still love Mai. I like crazy, but that's not the point. Her power is fun.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah,
I
Mai has an incredible power that like is kind of
Mm.
brushed over because she isn't strong enough to like.
though all she can do is
Oh, Gilly.
create one bullet, which does not seem it doesn't
go on.
seem like
Ah, brother, it's gonna be a rough session, y'all. Apologize, viewers. Technical issues are gonna
Why
keep
did he
us
disconnect?
because he was roboting out super hard.
Wasn't on my end.
It's pure robot. Hey, chat, let us know if Gilly is coming across really choppy or if it's actually also on my end, because why not just complete the trifecta of technical issues today?
Mm.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah.
not to speak for Gilly, but I agree with what he's saying. It doesn't seem like a lot, the ability to create a single bullet. But first of all, the idea that she's able to create anything is insane. But the other fact is that, yeah, the way it's utilized in this episode, where she specifically uses a revolver to bluff her enemies into counting her shots, and then creating one last bullet to catch them completely off guard, is such a unique and clever, like, just it's so smart. It's so fun.
and
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say, right,
Maki's
Gilly?
just really yeah, it's really cool. It keeps going jumping up and down.
I know you can't do anything about
Jumping
it. Your
back.
internet's fucking up.
Uh, but no, it is a really cool ability. It's the way they talked about it. It's not a common thing. Like something that's already cursed or infusing something is a whole thing. She is creating something from nothing.
Yeah. And
And it
we'll.
was really cool. And I felt really bad when Maki just fucking grabbed it with her bare hand.
Yeah. Like it had to have been a
I
rough.
felt bad for Mai at that point.
Yeah,
The
and how did Maki like she fucking caught the bullet? Yeah, it's a rubber bullet
The,
because she's not trying to actually kill them, but still, what the fuck?
I a part of me
well,
was kind of hoping that it would be a real bullet. Like, no, I hate you, sister.
well,
I
it, we don't really
And like
know because
without even thinking, she would
that
create a real one.
you guys are talking over
like
each other.
it was just it was created from curse energy, so there's no telling what it could have done.
Yeah. Oh, right. We also saw. Was the sorcerer that was talking about? Oh, I'm on the side of money.
Yeah, who
Was
the
that?
fuck is that? Was she there the whole time?
I think.
I
I think they might be related to Miwa. They kind of looked like Miwa.
I I don't know. She gave. I will say one thing. I saw her and I'm just like, oh. I all of a sudden my mind flashed back to Black Clover.
Oh well,
See, she gave off the vibes of that one villain from Tom and Jerry movie where they speak. The we got to have money. That guy.
that's not things that I didn't think I'd hear in my life. Yes, this character in Jujutsu Kaisen reminds me of the villain in Tom and Jerry movie.
Yes.
Huh.
Also, Miwa never got knocked out of the tournament. Did Maki just take her sword and run?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's such a dick move. You have no weapon. Bye.
That's fucking hilarious.
I can't wait for us to be see Miwa next episode, and she's just like panting, like covered in like leaves and dirt, like running around the fucking battlefield, not knowing what to do, or just like fighting curses with her sheath, with her
Oh,
scabbard. Also,
oh,
like,
do you think she's gonna get murked by one of the curses?
no, Miwa's stronger than that.
I See, I don't know if she'll be able to use her technique without her sword, because now all I'm thinking is the curses have to get introduced sometime. Are they going to introduce them by murking Miwa?
I hope not. I feel bad for Miwa as is. Like, she got her ass kicked, and I feel bad for her. Like, I thought we were gonna get this like really epic weapon user versus weapon user fight, and what actually ended up happening is just her getting her ass handed to her.
So rough because Miwa, from what they said, is actually really strong. It's just Maki is ridiculous.
Oh, oh, yeah. You've seen Overlord season 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
You know that guy who has the quick draw power, blue-haired guy?
Yes.
Do you think that Miwa might be inspired off of him?
I doubt it, because it's not. I mean, people use this ability. Like, the whole quick draw thing has been a popular trope from, like, samurai era anime. Not anime from the samurai era, but anime about the samurai era.
Yes. But, okay, I was just wondering.
There was no animation in the samurai era, folks.
You sure?
Her power instantly reminded me of him.
I think so. There was theater, and then there was woodblock prints, and people could do like flip books.
There might have been like might have been like flip book picture shows.
Yeah. That could be a potential thing, but it's hard. Who knows? Maybe there's like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer level of flip books animation, just like the quick draw effect.
I also, as overused as flashbacks are in anime, I did enjoy the flashback. The whole they used to actually be really consistent.
They're not being excessive about it, and they're using it well.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a flashback to something. The main issue with flashbacks is when they do it for shit that already happened, right? But like in this case, it's actually showing us Mai's and Maki's upbringing, and it just breaks my heart that Mai's whole bullshit is that because she feels abandoned by her sister.
Yeah, and the whole I did enjoy that, and the whole I never wanted to be this. Because you left, they made me be this. I thought that was really while I don't agree with her methods, her motive is actually interesting. Maybe not wanting to be this, but having to because her sister left the clan.
Also, the Zenin clan is a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh yeah. Then Maki's response of, "I'm sorry, but if I stayed there, I would have hated myself." It's like, damn, if I don't relate to that.
I understand that being relatable for a lot of people. It's also selfish, which is what I think only hurts Mai even more. Like, don't get me wrong, I still think Mai is terrible. Just terrible. She's kind of the worst. But Nobara said it best. You think just suffering gives you a free pass to behave and do whatever you want to others. But with people like that, it is important where that comes from. And like Meep said, her motivation is genuine. It's painful. A lot of background pain being expressed in these last few episodes, huh, guys?
Yeah, though this one was a lot more, not heartfelt, but a lot more relatable to me.
Gilly, sound like you wanted to say something? Bless you.
I'm at 1 bar of connection, so I don't know how well I can be heard anyways.
You sound great right now, actually. Well,
I did not hear anything you said except actually.
Okay.
Because now you guys are cutting out for me.
Oh man, this is gonna be a rough one, folks. Please bear with us. Anyway, I thought this was a, Yeah, let's just give it a...
For the moment.
Hmm?
I was just gonna say that the the thing that I always forget. Ugh,
Yep, we can hear you.
I think we're lagging for Gilly. That's what's happening right now. We can hear
well,
him
no, I
well.
was talking, but then I was trying to say something, but then I was being talked over.
Please continue. I think we're finally caught up to each other. What were you going to say?
All I was gonna say is um I always forget that Fushiguro is also part of the Zenin clan.
Yeah, they're all somehow related in one way or another.
Yeah,
He's
makes sense. It's the biggest sorcerer clan.
he just doesn't have the Zen mother that was part of the clan.
Hmm?
I,
One more time,
I
Gilly?
think is.
Alright, go ahead, Meep. You were going to say?
I was gonna say, yeah, I think Gilly's right. I think his father was a part of the clan, but he took his mother's last name.
Mm. Something that is interesting, right? Because we've managed to create a very nice ensemble of characters that um, we don't know a lot about when push comes to shove. Like we don't know much about Fushiguro, and we know something about Nobara, but like she had a level of expression about her childhood friend that I wasn't really expecting, like a level of resentment. Also, I'm like, like we're getting a lot more depth out of these characters, and it's being done slowly, which is, I think, the right way to do it. You introduce the characters with their core personality traits, and you establish their relationship to each other, and then as time goes on, you learn more about them.
Yeah, Naruto.
Wolf. What, you mean you don't like someone crying out their whole backstory in the first 5 minutes of meeting someone?
Are you telling me are you telling me you don't like the swing
Hey, I like this. I
me
like the sad swing. I don't like what it's used for.
the swing of depression? I wish I just had that sound. Not the swing, but like just the soundtrack that always plays
The sad Naruto
whenever
music?
something depressing happens.
Yeah, the sad Naruto music. It's a good song. It actually, I mean, to be fair, it is a good sad anime song. Like you can't knock it. It does what it's supposed to do.
No, it is good. It's just it almost
Oh,
has
Gilly. Oh no. Oh my god.
become a meme. Is all just with the way it is.
Yeah, it's a good meme song. It's a good sad anime song. But guys, are you ready to hold up cards?
Uh, let's talk about the Jujutsu Stroll and then hold up cards, yeah?
Oh, right.
I hate to admit it.
My
I hate to
my and
admit it.
Witch are even
Yeah, go.
together in the Jujutsu Stroll.
Yeah. Oh, it's just we're getting a lot of Kyoto Girl time in the Jujutsu Stroll, which I think is nice. And I hate to admit it, because I don't do instant ramen or cup ramen anymore, but that actually sounded good.
And on the other
Sorry, but oh bother. At this rate, I don't think
Like
we can
it,
use this stream. I don't think we can use this episode.
it'll be fine. Yeah, no, like this is why I legitimately think Mai and Witch Girl might be a couple, is because they're together so often, and the moments they actually had talking with each other genuinely, it felt like a couple talking. It's not like me going, "Oh, I ship Nobara and Maki." It was me going, "No, this sounds like an actual couple talking."
I don't know. I don't get those kind of vibes from them. I just get the vibes that they're close friends, and it makes sense because Maki is probably not one to have a lot of friends.
Yet you think in Wonder Egg the teacher and the counselor are fucking.
No, I think the mother and the counselor are fucking because they keep going out of the room.
Sorry, teacher and the counselor. Mother and the counselor. God damn it.
Yeah, because something about that is just striking me as weird.
All I'm saying is you can have your problematic ships. Let me have mine.
First of all, I am not shipping them. All right, we're gonna get to Wonder Egg. I am not shipping them. I am asking if it's happening. It's not good for Ai's mental health if her mother is fucking the counselor that was fucking her best friend. You know what? We're getting a little too high. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's hold up cards.
Welcome back, Gilly.
Welcome back, Gilly. Anyway, you fucking this episode?
I'm fucking this episode. It was my favorite of the second core. I thought Panda versus for the meme, but this one ended up being it.
Yeah. Same here, honestly. This is probably the best episode from the second half of the season thus far, at least for me. There was, like I said, there was a lot of emotion from each character on the screen this time, and we got like a whole 3 fights. Although Miwa's fight ended a little, just way too fast. I was kind of hoping for way more out of it, to see some really crazy, pachink kind of feeling. But yeah, no, this is great. I loved it. This is so good. The ending flowed all the better after this episode, like especially the song, like it really hit home. I admit I teared up multiple times throughout the episode, and like I said, I cried a little bit at the end with Mai.
I still find it very fascinating that because what they talked about at the start of the first season with Volcano Head and Ghetto was yes, October 31st we're going to seal Gojo in the thing, and it's going to be the Shibuya incident. I still find it very interesting that this ending takes place in winter, which would have to be after October, which in turn would be after the Shibuya incident, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm wondering if this is going to be another thing of, hey, characters are gonna die, and one of the openings are feel bad.
I'm curious to see if your hunch turns out to be correct.
Well, Gilly, what is your verdict for this episode?
Gilly, are you back with us, or is your net still in the red? Hey, that rhymed. Kind of, not really.
Is your net in the red, or is it dead?
Ah, there it is. Good job, Beep.
maybe Dryer is Gilly's internet, because the moment it stopped drying the clothes, Gilly's internet started to die.
Don't even joke about that. I'll be so upset. Gilly's typing.
Gilly is your router, Samsung washing machine.
Oh my god, Jesus. Yeah, Gilly's currently experiencing 2000 MS. So, Gilly's verdict is that he is fucking this episode. He enjoyed the fights, and he enjoyed the expression of cursed powers and every other character, what each character can do. So that's a trifecta for Jujutsu Kaisen. Big surprise.
Do we want to take a small little break, let Gilly's internet sort itself out before we move on to Sk8?
I think we Sk8. Don't you mean Code Black?
Oh, right, Code Black.
You of all people, I expected. You of all people, I expected to enjoy this episode of Code Black.
Hey, I will give my opinions on when we talk about it. I'm just used to Sk8 being second.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So I do think if his net isn't good by Sk8, we should wait until his net sorts itself out, because I know how much he loves Sk8.
Yeah, and I think we can take a little break here, hang out for a bit, just see what's happening. Apparently something's wrong with the net, and it probably won't get fixed today. They never fix anything that. Ah, damn it.
Ah.
Have you tried calling them, bud? All right, guys, it's break time. Sorry, chat. Technical difficulties. We gotta roll with it and adapt with it.
Shoot. Do you have unlimited data, or is it limited? Actually, I don't even know if you can use data on a PC.
No, I don't. I mean, he could. No, you could. You could technically tether your mobile data.
I guess you could connect off your phone. But that all depends if that depends on his plan. So I know I don't have unlimited data, so
Yeah. I fortunately got grandfathered into my unlimited plan. It's crazy to me now that people pay American prices for mobile, like for cell use from like mobiles, and they don't even get unlimited data anymore. You have to pay like what, like $80 a month to get unlimited data. It's insane. Like actually, like true unlimited, not 5 GB of unlimited, and then it's like 200 megabytes. It's actual unlimited. It's insane. Welcome back, Gilly.
hello.
Can you hear us, friend?
Hey, we can hear you.
You back, Gillywad?
Oh no, now my internet's dying.
Today's a rough day, huh?
Yeah.
Do we want to just rain check this for tomorrow?
We've already done one of the shows, though. That's going to be weird to put together.
Yeah, we'll give Limus some work, you know?
I also have to take the car into the shop tomorrow.
Okay. Early in the morning?
Okay, well, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you now, so we can keep going.
Yeah.
Well, if the hotspot actually continues working, then it'll be fine.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
So let's get to it. Let's just jump right into Code Black.
Yes. Cells at Work, Code Black, Episode 5. Killer T cells are deployed and overworked due to the thin ranks of the white blood cells. The overwork causes them to assault a hair root, so steroids are deployed to get them to stop, all while the urine in the body begins turning red, which was an after credit scene.
That was the after credit scene. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, how is this guy still alive? What the shit?
Honestly, from what I've heard of Japan, this is probably more accurate to the body than the original Cells at Work was, which is bad.
Anyway.
Not a lot of people that work in Japan get ways to properly take care of themselves.
Well, no place is perfect, you know? It is what it is.
No.
So the T cells were always JoJo like Bara, massive muscular dudes in Cells at Work, but here they get taken up a whole nother notch. The main T cell is just like hairy peck, big like huge Bara man. But all the other T cells, did anyone else get the feel like they're kind of like they kind of were like giving off the macho like gay vibe? They all had like waxed chests and little mustaches and like short haircuts, and they pouted a lot when they got hit.
I feel like they could form a Village People cover band.
Yeah, I mean, I got some YMCA vibes from the other T cells.
I didn't get any of that, but you do you.
That again could just be me, but I thought it was rather interesting. Also, I can't wait for our protagonist, Red Blood Cell Kun, to turn into a T cell by the end of the series because he's getting manlier and manlier as time goes on.
It was ordinary cell that pointed that out, right? Or was it white blood cell?
No, I think both of them have actually. It was the old lady cell that's always complaining about the oxygen, and I think White Cell Waifu also said it. Also, can we just take a moment that this show knows what it's doing with her? It knows what it's doing. It knows what we like.
I'm not sure
I
what you're
actually
talking
really like
about.
I actually really like her character too, though, because she takes a lot of shit
She does.
and does not clap back. Her twink boyfriend has to clap back for her.
I actually find them a cute couple.
Yeah, listen. The original Cells at Work didn't actively ship the main. Okay, they shipped them, but as friends in the original Cells at Work. This one, they're shipping them as a couple. There's not even, or at least there's, which is weird to say for Cells at Work. There's sexual attraction on one side.
I mean, oh, that hurt my
Which
nose.
is weird to say.
Okay, okay, that actually hurt a lot. I can't laugh a lot this session, guys. Also, sorry, y'all, for those that don't know, just so a little context for any of our viewers, I had to go through a balloon sinuplasty over the weekend, and I'm still recovering, so my nasal and sinuses are all messed up. That hurt a lot. But yeah, no, the red blood cell is definitely crushing hard on white blood cell, and can ya blame him? Like, god's damn it all, she is hot.
Not my
Listen,
thing.
if she.
Go on, Gilly.
Fair enough.
All I said was not my thing.
Okay. We all have our own preferences. White blood cell is doing it for me. I don't think we'd make a good couple. I need more engagement and someone who's much more expressive. But I respect her and I respect her and I respect what she does.
I love calling Red Blood Cell her twink boyfriend because that's what he is at this point.
I can hear the giddiness in your voice every time you say it.
Because they are. She thanked him for what you said during the gonorrhea attack. It saved my life. The whole speech about pus and how they, how it shows that the white blood cells died defending them. That was really cute. It was really. I loved their little conversation there. It was adorable.
Yeah. I agree. I like their dynamic a lot. So what did you guys think of the T cells?
I thought they were okay, but so far for me, they've been the weakest part of the show.
Oh.
It's like I get their whole deal. I get what this episode was about, is about stress, and I learned in school that T cells, they will attack regular cells as well, just thinking that they're bacteria and that. I was happy to see the commander T cell get his shit stomped in, but I didn't feel sympathetic for him when the show was trying to make you feel sympathetic for him. Oh no, it.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just saying. Oh, why do you tell me to go on, then you start speaking?
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just giving you shit. I know there was the part where they were trying to make you feel sympathetic for the T cells when he was like, "Wait, we don't have to work anymore." Then he started to cry, but that part didn't work for me because it was implied that, and I guess on a level it actually does work more, but for me it was because it was implied that this was the first time they started working that hard because the thin white blood cell ranks, and it was like, we don't have to work anymore, and it's like, dude, you've been compared to everyone else, you're just a step in the park.
I don't know. This show, I mean, I think it's implied that the T cells were active while the blood cells were active too. It's just now they have to do everything because the white blood cells, because of their the loss of the white blood cells dealing with the Shit. Help me out here.
Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea, thank you. Dealing with the gonorrhea. It's just a show. I don't know if it's because it assumes we've watched the original Cells at Work or it's just dropping the ball, but it does a lot. It doesn't show enough. Like, one of my issues with this episode is that why did it not show the action of the T cells fighting the virus carrying cells, or show them fighting the other virus or bacteria that they went to fight? Like, it just skipped those scenes entirely, where we could have been introduced much better to the T cells and see why they're so tired. But instead, they just tell us that they have to do all the work and they have to compensate. And I get it, like that. I was a little mad because I'm like, who gave this show the goddamn right to make me cry about Big Hairy Bara T Cell at the very end? Like, who gave this show the right to do that? But like, so like, I disagree with you with that because like, I kind of get it. Like, he's been working so hard to like, and overcompensating so much, and then he finally gets to break down. I like that scene, but I completely understand where you're coming from, because like, we're not getting enough of the T cells. They're just telling us that it's happening and that's it, and we're like, okay, they're overworked. Like, Commander Helper T Cell like literally went like nuts. Like, he didn't even remember everything that he did because he was just like, gotta work. And I get it, but it's beating us over the head with this thing, with this like message, and I still enjoy the callbacks to the original Cells at Work, but it's starting to lose its novelty on me. Like, we need to be more personal or show us more of the work.
Yeah, this was the only time I actually felt sort of iffy on an episode, and even then, in the original Cells at Work, I was iffy on the T cells and their rivalry with the white blood cells. So it's just one of those things where it didn't work for me in the original. Don't know why it would work for me here. That's about all I have to say about this episode, other than the ending was kind of fun, where it was like, no, deliver the oxygen, and then they're just watching the fucking hair roots get JoJo stomped in.
How about you, Gilly? You with us? Is there anything you want to add? If your internet will permit it.
Oh no, I'm not having any connection issues. I just don't have much to say about this show.
Yeah, fair enough. This just really doesn't seem like your cup of tea, huh?
No.
I don't blame you. I was even feeling weak on this episode.
So, shall we get to cards?
Yeah. Even though this was the weakest episode, I'm still gonna fuck it. It was my lock. I've still been enjoying it. Fair bit of behind the curtain things. From now on, when it comes to my locks, and I don't know why I'm saying from now on. That's what I've been doing all the time with my locks. I'm not gonna lock something that I know everyone's gonna enjoy. I'm gonna lock something that I think people enjoy. But, like, for example, My Hero comes out next season. I'm not gonna lock it because I know everyone here is gonna enjoy that. Where's the fun in that? So I didn't know where everyone was going to stand on this show. I'm actually surprised Dalaron's been enjoying it as much as. But yeah, I'm gonna fuck this episode.
Gilly, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I mean, I don't. There's not much I have to say here.
Waluigi votes to fuck this episode.
Yeah, seriously.
Like I said, I don't get anything out of this, so I mean, I'm gonna kill this show, but that's just. I don't get any joy out of it.
That's fair.
Much like with Jobless last week, I was coming into this with a fuck, but after talking about it more, I'm kind of not sure anymore. Like, this was a good episode. Like, I had no idea that this could be a reason behind balding, or at least spot balding, that like T cells are misfiring and are targeting hair follicle cells, and that could create spot balding from stress and overworked immune systems. Like, I thought that was really interesting. That being said, I really I don't understand why they didn't give us more action of the T cells. Like, the only action. Oh, excuse me, I have to sneeze.
have you on silent. Why did it still give me the notification? Sorry about that.
It's all good. Anyway, the sneeze isn't coming. Yeah, no, it's like we got to see them beating up cells and like beating up the hair cells and the pigment cell, melatonin, but we didn't get to see them doing anything else. And honestly, that just seems like such a missed opportunity for the show. Like we skipped two scenes that could have been really great to see instead of just having people yell back and forth. The white blood cell is still a total babe, and I like the contradicting, optimistic resolve of her and like Red Boys versus the like oppressive, dismal, and oppressive world or like setting that they're in. Like I said, I really like their dynamic, and I like what it stands for. It kind of makes me root for them a lot, you know. But like now, I don't know what I want to hold up. I don't know if I want to give this show the eggplant and give it another week, or if I want to hold up the knife because honestly, like I think it really dropped the ball with the T cells where it counted.
I mean, next episode is about kidney stones, and I'm interested to see how it handles that.
I think I'm still gonna. I'm gonna give it a fuck. I'm gonna stick with my initial vote. I'm gonna give it a fuck. But I just think it could have been a lot better. This episode could have been a lot better. I think what's ultimately resulting in me giving this show the fuck is the fact that I actually learned something this time. Like I liked that. I liked learning that you could get balding or spot balding from stress and overwork immunity cells and misfiring T cells. I thought that was really cool. So I did get something from this episode, so I have to give it its credit. But this show still has me on the fence.
Yeah. The only thing I can see the show really doing to lose me is if they do a episode about self-harm and they really drop the ball in that. That's the only way I can see it losing me at the moment.
Well, I'm all about how pretty a show is and what it does with its characters. And thus far, while I do like the shading has grown on me, Gilly, you probably still don't like it, but sirens.
Oh, I'm not hearing them through your mic, so.
Point is, it dropped the ball with its characters with the T cells this time, and that's something that I'm really big about. And while the shading has grown on me, the show isn't really that pretty to look at, except for the white blood cells, and you know our protagonist boy being the cute boy that he is, and the Bara T cells, if that's your thing. Looking at you, Kaiser.
Well, that's 2 fucks and a knife for Cells at Work Code Black. Let's skate right into Sk8 to Infinity, episode 5.
Nice.
The group tries to get Longa to not skate against Adam, but when it's clear that won't work, they get him advice instead. Longa and Adam go neck and neck, with Longa beating Love Hug, but an odd thing occurs when the police interfere and stop the match. Right at the top of my notes, I have it saying, "Oh come on, he even said he's going on a date." He wants to fuck Longa.
It doesn't have to be sex. It could be like romantic and sexual without sex, Meep.
No, he is either romantically or sexually, whatever you want to call it, he is attracted in some facet to this boy.
He is aroused.
You should really stop projecting.
Listen, I might be bi, but Longa isn't my type. I'm more for Joe.
Is Adam your type?
No. Adam's creepy.
Guys,
fucking creepy.
I fucking can't with Adam. I really fucking
He's
can't.
as over top as you can get.
It's amazing. I hate to love him and I love to hate him. It's so good. I swear to all the gods, this boy is too much. It's too much, baby. He's just like tangoing and like fucking on his board and does like a oh god, what's it called? It's a matador dance. It's also in Spain. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, he's basically like Spanish tap dancing on his skateboard as he's going down the fucking mountain, and then he just stops and gets aroused in the shadows. It's fucking insane, and I love this crazy bullshit that is not Dio Adam. By the way, they picked a perfect voice for him. Like, just getting Dio's over the top nonsense to be Adam is perfect.
Acting in this show is really good.
The what?
I love the line when they go into Joe's restaurant. Do you have poutine? This is a fucking Italian restaurant.
3 bowls of ramen, please. This is an Italian restaurant.
Oh, but did you guys see the screenshot I posted of Shadow in the shadows? Just what you see before you die.
No. Where was that?
I love the in such a short span, the amount of growth Shadow has done,
Yeah.
and just how caring he is of all his little idiots.
Yep. I actually, Shadow's, yeah, we did say in the beginning that we're probably going to love Shadow, and he's probably not going to be an antagonist. He's probably going to be like an anti-hero or an anti-villain. He's fulfilling that role perfectly. Also, Meep, you had the same screenshot as I did, and normally, like, you know, we've been holding back on doing screenshots and stills this season, but I have to. Like, I can't not use this. Look at this glorious fucking angel boy.
Yeah, that I grabbed. I didn't look at the screenshots, and I grabbed the exact same thing.
Same. I think we all 3 of us did. Just fucking look at this. Adam shows us that he can do the love hug, not just in a straight slope, but even on a turn, and he even traces Langa's skating trajectory to intercept him and knock him off his board, only for Lagna to snowboard flip over him, and Adam turns around and sees Lagna in the sky, snow falling off of him, like his sweat falling off of him like snow, and then he turns into an angel, and he found his amore. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking good.
It's absurdly over the top, and it's great.
Who did he say? I found my Eve to my Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. He's going to progenerate the human race with Langa. Don't you love it?
It's I don't see how you can say that he doesn't have some form of attraction towards Langa with the shit he does and says.
Because I can't take a man who tangos people to death on a skateboard seriously.
Well, you know what? That's fair. I'm used to over the top. I watched Killing Bites, and this show is just as over the top as that.
Which is amazing because it's a fucking skateboard anime.
Yeah.
But I want to bring up that insane smile on Longa's face.
Yes.
Longa's enjoying the thrill of that skate almost as much as Adam is, which is interesting.
Yeah, he is. And I think that's something that is just hinted at. I really don't want Langa to turn into Adam for at the end of the series. Like, Langa just turns into the new Adam and turns on Reike and Mia and Shadow and everyone else. That would suck.
Now it's giving more thought to the whole thing I was bringing up before about how the whole thing I was bringing up before about how in the opening Langa does disappear. Now it's just leading in a very different way than it was before.
See, I thought they were going to kill Longa off this episode.
No.
It was going to be a revenge show for the rest with Reiki. I am not gonna lie, with how they were setting everything up, I'm like, okay, there has to be a turn. And with Longa going, don't worry, I won't quit skateboarding. I'm like, dude, you're like 6 days to retirementing yourself real bad here. Don't.
So
You thought they were death flagging Langa?
That was super.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. That just like pretty much every single character has a very similar thing that got them into skating. They got they got in with friends, and it was just something they did with their buds.
Yeah, that's what
It's
a
like
lot of skate
it's
culture
very
is.
yeah, because Joe, uh, Cherry Blossom, and Adam all got into skating together.
Mhm.
uh, Reiki had his friend who, fuck, what he got hurt bad.
Yeah, it was like in a full body cast, right?
I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
full body cast.
I'm
Like his
waiting.
friend got hurt hard.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for the reveal where they reveal that Reiki's friend went up against Adam.
Oh, could
I
be.
feel like if that was what happened, they would have said so already because that's a little bit too important for everything that's occurred.
Yeah, I think Reiki would also have known.
Yeah, but it would it would also be perfectly in line with Shonen slash the show for Adam, like episode 10 when they're about to do the big skate. Oh, don't you know? I was the one that put your friend in the hospital.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I could totally see this show pulling some bullshit like that. I won't even be mad about it because it'll be fucking Adam.
It's Adam though. It's Adam though. Like, do you think he'd even know? He doesn't know who fucking Reiki is.
Good point. I agree. Okay, let me put it this way. I agree with Gilly that that probably won't come up, but I agree with Meep that I could totally see this show doing it.
Oh, the show will do something stupid and over the top like that, sure.
By the way, Langa,
I
I fucked your mom.
God, I would be so upset.
He done Langa. Just fucking.
I
I
am
hope
your daddy.
Oh, I
I hope
can't
it,
wait to hear Adam go,
oh,
ho ho, then come, Jotaro.
I'm waiting. I want Shadow and his manager. I want things to work out between them.
He's looking at dating spots to take her out to, and he likes Joe's restaurant.
So this is another interesting thing is, so who do you think called the police?
I think it might have been Reiki.
Uh,
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm
I
thinking too.
mm, well, when Adam was talking about his date on Saturday, I think that red-haired woman did because he's like, "Let's contact the chief of police," and it lingered on her a bit oddly when she was like glaring at Adam.
She was spying on him, that is to be sure.
I think it was her. I don't think anyone in S would have done that because that's a big no-no.
It's a big no no
Yeah, but the
indeed.
thing is, Reiki really didn't want Longa doing this.
Mm hmm.
I think
I
Reiki
don't.
cares too much about his friend to care about that stuff at this point.
Do you think it could have been Manager Kun?
I don't know. I really think it was the red-haired lady because I don't think it'd be in line. Like
I mean, we have
I
no
see what you
idea who the
mean when
fuck
you're
she
saying it's
is.
Ricky, but after we don't. But it's just the way, like it's meta knowledge that I'm going with like the way the camera lingered on her and everything, like the shot it was giving, and then the whole dropping. We need to contact the chief of police, and
Hmm.
I don't know. With everyone seeing Longa going toe to toe with Adam, I don't know if anyone would have called the police, like because
Love, love,
I don't know.
love, love, lovely.
I was expecting a tie. I was expecting this to tie.
No, I don't think Langa could have beaten Adam. Because remember, Adam. Like, first of all, Adam has like superhuman speed. He's not human. He can create wind tunnels, and he can. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect from this show anymore.
Yeah,
Because
but
up until this point, I've been talking about how this show does a great job at like actually conveying the feeling of being on a board and kind of like the weight and the movement behind it. But with Adam, Adam just throws all of that out the window.
the
I mean, it had to
here's
actually turn into a shonen eventually.
A good point.
yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Sure, he has superhuman speed, but you have to slow down at some point around those straightaways, and when they're in the machinery part, that's going to be difficult to go at that speed, especially when you have to start riding down the stairs.
True.
I think it was going to lead into a tie, and then Adam would go, "Well, we're going to have this tournament to decide who's the best."
He just
kicker."
goes. Well, you expect Adam to go full Seto Kaiba?
I expect Adam to go full shonen villain.
You mean he hasn't already?
He's 50% of the way there, but he hasn't called a tournament yet.
I mean, he kind of runs S, so
Yeah, like a full round rumble tournament. Those are one-on-one races.
I don't know. We'll see. I think we're getting a beach episode next, so
Which is gonna be weird. By the way, what did Adam and Longa bet on this race? Did they say?
No, there was no bet. It wasn't a beef. The beef
Yeah,
was to race
there,
Lagna.
yeah, there was no bet in this one.
Okay. I can't wait until episode 7 where they announce the tournament. If I win the tournament, Longa will be my husband. I can't wait for that announcement. That's gonna be great. Nothing would surprise me with Adam.
That's what makes him great. He's not a good
Honestly,
good dude. He's
I know he isn't. And when I went into this, I actually didn't he's never been my favorite villain. He's nowhere near Mahito or Boss Executioner for me, but I do enjoy him a bit more after talking about him.
yeah. Like everything, like your how do I put this? Your qualms with him completely make sense, but like I sent this show. I recommended the show to a friend of mine, and he watched it, and he's like, the show falls into that line of not gay enough, like too gay but not gay enough. It needs to pick. It needs to either commit or pull back. And I'm like, all right, whatever, man. And he's like, oh, cool. So Adam is just straight up a molester, and I'm like, yeah, he's supposed to make you uncomfortable. He's not a good guy. He's absolutely fucking nuts. And more so than the last episode, this episode proves it to a T.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better. It's not the not gay enough part. I don't know what he's talking about with.
Yeah, this episode was pretty spicy. I got some Yuri on Ice levels of ooh, okay.
I mean, Joe is pretty straight.
Maybe he just wants Cherry, said the fan base.
We've seen him with 4 girlfriends at this point.
Hey, let Joe be Joe.
Hey, I'm the last person that will be disparaging poly couples, sir.
Yes,
I'm just
sir.
saying, I think he's pretty straight.
Now then,
Anyways.
two things that I wanted to talk about this episode that we haven't brought up yet. First of all, that dream Reiki had when he was in school, Lanka fucking died.
Yeah.
He hit the ground,
I don't remember.
but he
the
didn't
dream,
keep running.
And now, all I'm thinking of, I don't remember the dream, and I feel bad because all that's in my head now is Longa and Adam skating next to each other, and Adam just pulling out a fucking gun and shooting him.
look in the Discord. You'll see. I just posted it. When Reiki was imagining the love hug, but him doing it to when Reiki was dreaming about Adam's love hug to him, but it was actually to Langa, and then Langa fell off the board and fucking died. Like his eyes were blank.
Right.
Sometimes that's just what happens. Sometimes you just fucking die. It's life.
God damn it. Well.
Damn, Gilly.
That's what I hope for.
What was the?
Were you about to ask me what the other thing is?
Yeah.
So, I'm happy that Langa's getting all this teaching, advice, and information about being against Adam, and Cherry and Joe are here's how Adam works, and here's the love hug. But where the fuck was this for Reiki when he was going up against Langa? Why did all of these people not do that for him?
Plot armor. Also, Reiki wasn't actively seeking it out. Because with Reiki, Adam or Miwa or not Miwa, Mia told him about the love hug, and Reiki's the type of character. Okay, that's all I need. And then after he lost, he's like, okay, back the fuck up. Now we know that Sherry and Joe used to race with Adam. I'm just gonna get some advice real quick.
You know what? That's a good point.
Because I feel it's fully in Ricky's character to go, nah, fam, I got enough to race against him. Fucking eats shit and almost dies.
I mean, he is our fucking protagonist boy, so yeah.
Longa is our protagonist boy. He's the one with the plot armor.
They're both the main character. They're a dynamic duo meep. But Reiki is like protagonist trope.
Look, Ricky doesn't need plot armor. He keeps breaking the same arm, but it keeps recovering in a couple weeks.
That's a bit too real for me.
Oof. Also, are the cops really? The cops are just gonna let him run away like that?
I mean, they did chase them. That's why they hid behind that staircase that didn't cover them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the cops also probably have better things to do than talk to two punk kids that are skating in an abandoned mine factory. Why doesn't Adam just buy it? It's abandoned.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't understand then why they're so afraid of the cops. It's like, hey, fuckers, we own this.
I mean, part of skate culture is like skating where you're not supposed to be. It's at that level of like freedom and like rambunctious independence, so that when people cops do show up, part of it is just run away. But
The shit is the fuzz.
yeah, I also like now that I'm thinking about it, like cops in anime, like Japanese cops in anime aren't really portrayed as all that competent. Maybe it's just the shows that I watch, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I can't remember the last time there was a cop on the screen and people are like, oh, he's so cool and he's so capable.
I mean, the cops in Ikebukuro did need Makoto's.
Well, but that's because Makoto's like OP.
OP.
So you admit it?
I never didn't admit it. But yeah, guys, are we ready for cards?
I'm ready.
I can go in if you guys want.
Sure.
I'm fucking this show. This episode was absolutely nuts. Like there are no words for it. Just go watch this episode. Like we talked about it a lot better than I thought we would, but like you just have to see it. How they managed to create such bombastic and over the top action with skateboarding is beyond me. But damn it all if it's not impressive and just it's a spectacle, man. It's just incredible to watch. Also, this episode had me laughing so much at like just the sheer ridiculousness of it all. Like Adam fucking dragged people to turn corners. He didn't grab the rail. He didn't grab a stone or a tree. He grabbed people and threw them off their feet to make turns. Like what the fuck? This show's amazing. Like people can call it trash all they want. If it's trash to enjoy this show, then I am trash. It is so entertaining. Big throbbing eggplant to Sk8. Let me skate your infinity, Sk8.
I'm gonna fuck this episode too. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. There is definitely a tier list of who loves the show the most. It goes Gilly, Dal, then me. Of the three of us, I'm the least loving of it, but I still love it and I still really enjoy watching it. Gilly.
Hold on, he's lubing his eggplant.
Hmm.
I was looking at memes. I'm gonna fuck this show. I love this show. It's great. It's fun. This episode was extremely absurd and over the top, which ever since Adam has appeared, it has gotten very over the top.
Yeah.
And it's great. I love it.
Honestly, part of me is asking like, who the fuck is this man, and how is he getting away with doing what he's doing? And then the other part of me is just like, that's not the point. Just shh, enjoy it.
Don't look, Dal. The answer is he has money.
Fair.
Well, let's skate right into Wonder Egg Priority, Episode 4. I and Rika beat the monster, while another girl named Momoe does too. She is saving a person who loved them that committed suicide. They meet the other girls, and we learn that men don't have Wonder Eggs because their suicides are goal oriented and justified, while women's suicides are emotional oriented and impressionable. So,
You're just gonna throw that right out there, huh?
the what? Should we address the what the fuck first, or should we lean into the what the fuck?
Too late. You already dropped it as the last thing in the intro. I guess we're gonna have to start with that.
Well, that's a pretty important thing they drop in this episode. It has to be in the synopsis.
No, I completely agree. It absolutely does. I'm with you on it. Also, really quick. Oh no, I zoomed. Uh, really quick. As always, we're about to talk about Wonder Egg. A lot of dark, sensitive topics and themes are going to be discussed here, namely suicide, but there's more. If you're uncomfortable, wait for the eggs to be off the screen. There will be timestamps in the doobly-doo and in the comments. You can catch them there. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So you will recall that on episode 1, while me and Meeb disagreed on the overall marketing and the way the show was delivered, I and thus far have thoroughly loved this show, but I was afraid of it dropping the ball, because dropping the ball in something that handles so many sensitive and personal things like suicide, rape, molestation, depression, body insecurities, and the list keeps going. The higher it raises its stakes and it elevates the show to an extremely high point. So, but if something falls, the higher it is, the harder it falls. And we finally have our first problem. What Meep was referring to is that in the show, Momoe, poor, precious Momoe, is very tall, broad-shouldered, she looks boyish. She's a boyish-looking girl, and she is constantly mistaken for a guy, and that troubles her. I still can't tell if the show is making her trans or if she's just boyish. I'm pretty sure it's the latter.
No, she isn't trans. Someone else pointed this out to me. She's boyish, but she's still. It upsets her that people think she's a boy.
Yeah.
She is a girl.
She wants to be a girl.
She doesn't like all the boy.
Yeah, like it broke her heart when she saw the other people who were there for the eggs and they treated her like a boy, and you know what, we're getting ahead of ourselves, and we'll talk about that scene later. During that scene, when they're all there, the person who I expected not to do this, but again, no character here is without their flaws, Neru, the dark-skinned character, the more composed one, Rika's like flirting with Momoe and kind of like seeing what, how she could influence her. But Neru is just like, hey, what's going on here? I thought you said, like, only girls are doing these. Like, these are girls. These eggs are only for girls, and, like, the suicide's different. And the two spirits that are overseeing the egg process turn around and go, yes, of course. After all, girl suicides are very different than boy suicides. Girls and women are influenced by emotions, while men are much more goal-oriented, leading to their suicides being two very different matters. And in my notes, I literally have written, oh no, don't do this, Wonder Egg. Don't make suicide and mental health a gender, sex-exclusive issues. Do not. And it sucks because we don't know how the spirits aren't good guys, right? Like, I am praying that the show is holding them up as like a false dichotomy. Like, everything that they're saying is only meant to be tackled and destroyed.
See,
but if it's not,
you drop. Oh, sorry.
No, it's just if it's not, that's really bad and really unhealthy, and it was doing so good.
Yeah. And if it is, when you drop a problematic line like that, you're supposed to have a character call out, wait, isn't that a really bad way of looking at this? Instead of just every character going, yep, that makes sense. And it just frustrated me. The line that pissed me off the most is when they went, men's suicides are justified. No suicide is justified. That's no.
I think I might have gotten a little distracted by writing my notes at that point. Is that seriously something they said?
Okay, let me look at my screenshots. I might be misremembering, but I did post screenshots
Okay,
of
yeah, do it.
each of the lines that made me go,
Yeah, I don't remember that specific line, but at the same time, this is already extremely problematic. But yeah, the moment with in the egg park with the spirits, where they said like the boy suits and girls are different, blah, 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 it upset me a lot. I want to believe that this show will flip that on its head and end up breaking the stereotype, but I fear this may be the key glaring flaw with this show that I feared was going to come.
yeah, I don't. It doesn't help that the rest of the episode, I liked Momoe, but the stuff that didn't involve her still bored me.
Really?
Again, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, again, I didn't like the two girls that had the half green hair. I wasn't a fan of them. Uh, the whole sort of thing of them being like, "Oh, we're your biggest fans now." I kind of saw that coming from a mile away. It didn't do anything for me. But Momoe protecting the one girl who was like, "Oh yeah, no, my mom blamed me for dad getting fired because I called out the CEO for sexually assaulting me." That I enjoyed. I actually really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed the stuff with Momoe. She's the first character, other than I've actually enjoyed so far. Because let's be honest, Neru isn't much of a character at this moment. We haven't gotten much from her, other than a lot of courier-esque vagaries.
I think you mistaken quiet and reserved for not characters. Meep. Neru has a lot of personality. It's just not spoken out loud.
We don't see her much, though. Of the side characters, she's shown up the least.
Only because Rika got like her own episode. Like the thing she said between her and I, the conversation between her and I on episode 2 still rings in my head. About how it's like, why are you doing this? It's just like, no, I'm doing this because I have a little sister to save. And she's like, oh, you miss your sister? She's like, no, I failed her. And I'm going to fix it. And just walks away. And I'm like, whoa. Damn, girl. Okay, you got your... She's very goal-oriented. That's why she's a fucking She's a president of her own company.
Oh, right. That did come up this episode.
Right? What the fuck?
Okay, well, I should rephrase. When I say they're not really a character, it's more me. I don't get anything out of them. They don't do much. It feels like they're... I know they're not there just to be there, but we don't get much out of them. It's one of those things where, like Courier, I wish we got more and more reason to care about them. Other than, yeah, we know their goal, but what's their personality to back it up? Or what's something to give us to enjoy them, to back up us wanting to see them see out their goal?
Yeah, the thing is though, Courier his whole personality was his one goal, and with Neru, for me personally, I feel like there's a lot more emotion behind it. Courier, by the way, for those who are only watching the winter FMK and didn't watch our fall FMK of 2020, we are referring to a character in Akudama Drive.
Gilly, you just brought something up to my attention with the post in general. So what Gilly posted in general is apparently there was supposed to be more context to that scene, but they cut out some lines, and instead they had Neru's expression being a negative reaction to that conversation that I did not catch.
You want me to read it out loud?
I didn't really. It's it would take a little bit to read out loud.
That's fine. I think this is important. According to the
All it
director,
says is the only thing that really is necessary is there. All her response was a expression and the word "what," when the full line is supposed to be "when it comes to their brains, boys and girls are also the same." They cut it for the reason that they're the way they want to do this show is they don't want to have to explain things. They just want people to be able to pick up on it.
Okay. I like that. Also, since we're back on this topic, I want to bring it up. Death to Reality in chat actually made a really good point. They say, isn't this from the perspective of depressed middle high school girls? Wouldn't they themselves not understand and be able to relate to like a gender disparate setting? I feel like any more problematic things taken as fact is just a misunderstanding between them, which is an interesting take. Now that we have a comment from the director, it makes sense that they're trying to do a much more of like a show don't tell kind of thing. I respect it. But which only makes me more optimistic about the show kind of turning what those spirits said on their head. But also, I just thought that was a really good point, so I wanted to bring that out from chat and bring it to you guys, bring it on the table.
What's interesting is he even says in this article they don't want to include many explanations, which is why he was resistant to even sharing this information in an interview, but with how people were getting, he did.
I think that is an important distinction, and I think he made the right call. I understand him from an artistic perspective of just really trying to make everything be an expression, but sometimes you need to clarify, and I'm really glad he did in this point, because that one thing made me so worried and upset. And hearing him explain it a little bit further reassures me a lot about this show.
Same here, honestly, because I was really upset after watching that episode, because with Neru's expression on her face, it seemed like her same blank expression. I didn't get any sense of like negative reaction to it, like her saying what, and then Rika, but it's immediately followed up by Rika saying, "Yeah, no, you're not a boy." It was like, okay, I mean, it. I do appreciate that was said by the director. I do think that scene could have been handled better, though.
I think that's the point.
And to the point Death to Reality made, while I see what you're saying, this is also a show. The show did also, okay, without Neru's reaction, like in theory, if it was still stating that as fact, it is still stating it as a fact, which is problematic in itself. Like, I get, again, from our house perspective, I get it, but
yeah,
it would still be problematic, and that would cause a gender barrier for fans, even. Like, if this is going to be a show about, oh, men's suicides are justified, only women's suicides matter, then I'm not going to watch the show.
Yeah, I still don't. Again, I'm not entirely sure that there was mention about justification. If the show did that, I think I'd be completely off of it. So I'm not entirely sure if you're misremembering. But in regards to the Death to Reality comment in chat, I think, and they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what they were trying to say is that it's not meant to be constituted as fact, but a misconception from like the teenage girl side is kind of like what it's just another layer of problematic. It's being problematic is probably the point. It's intended to be flawed. It's not meant to be stated as fact. It's a flawed perception or misperception or misconception from a personal standpoint, further emphasizing the lack of understanding of the situation of processing suicide. I love this show, guys. I love the conversations
My,
around
my,
this show, and I am so happy to hear the director say that because just to hear that the show doesn't stand by what it said, but it is indeed a false statement and a false dynamic that they're setting up is oh. But yeah, the following scene with Momoe just crying, just running away from the eggs, from the egg park, and seeing her reflection, and just because we've had this build up the whole show, right? We are introduced to her, and she straight up says, "Call me whatever you want. My name is Momo. Call me." She doesn't even say Momoe because she just accepts that people are gonna think she's a guy, and the girl she's with gives her a boy's name, Momotaro or something like that, and um, she protects her and saves her. Also, I love Momo's weapon. I think it's really cool. Uh, and
It's like an umbrella, isn't it?
I think it's like a sewing needle with an umbrella end on it. It's really cool. She can open the umbrella and make a barrier. Also, we didn't really talk about this, but we opened the scene with a girl named Miwa. Ah man, Miwa's in trouble in this show too. Um, but it we've talked about this I think in episode 1 and 2 that this show's probably going to deal with rape or at least sexual abuse, and here it is. It got brought up a lot sooner than I expected, but it was done in hindsight. I think they did it well. They brought it up. This is probably one of the most sensitive and complicated topics to deal with, and specifically sexual abuse and rape. Um, and they brought it up as a part of the episode. Miwa and Momoe didn't spend their whole half. The episode is split between I and Rika fighting finishing off previous episode's fight with the stalker, toxic, abusive, middle-aged idol fan woman monster, and Momoe saving two, three girls. How many was it?
Speaking of, is the show just dropping the injuries from the dreams carry over to real life? Because I and Rika got fucked up, but they seemed pretty fine afterwards.
There are a lot of sirens by me right now.
Well, because that was
Yeah,
another thing that annoyed me at this episode. It seemed like they dropped that. It's like, yeah, no, that's not going to be a problem anymore. It kind of irked me. It's like, well, at least given saying like, oh, this is 2 weeks after, so you can show that
I
they recovered. But
I'm
I
not
any sense of time.
sure. I didn't think about that. I'm thinking about it now. What my brain is telling me is that I'm not sure because the difference is I was injured when defeating the monster in the first episode, and we see Neru get really fucked up and hurt. But then Rika gets petrified, and she says, "If enough time passes, we can't die here, so we fully recover." And when they beat the monster, both
No, Ai's injury was from one of the little. Ai's injury was from one of the little marionette dolls.
yeah. But Rika said if enough time passes, you fully recover. So maybe because they had time to heal in the dream monster abstract world, they healed in real. The thing is though, with the director going as
No,
far as to
Ai's
make this clarification, I trust the show not to make this continuity error, but it could be a continuity error at the same
but
time.
but Ai's kidney injury did heal in the first episode. It it wasn't there after
No, she went to the hospital.
until she yeah, she went to the hospital, but in the dream, her kidney injury healed. Because remember, she says to the girl, "Oh, that was my kidney," and then she goes, "No, see, you're fine. Look," and lifts up her shirt. Oh, the injury is away, and then she wakes up with the injury. And my only guess is that it was a time skip, but even then, I would have liked to see how those injuries would have carried over.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is we just have to wait and see. I would like to keep watching because I do think that was a very ominous, like a high stake and ominous aspect.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't appreciate them dropping it out of nowhere. I like we weren't given anything to think there may have been a time skip, so I'm going to go off the assumption that there wasn't.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm ready for cards if you guys are.
Mm. Gilly, how are you this episode?
I really wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
I I liked the last episode and I liked what they were doing with it, and then I honestly the introduction to this episode kind of soured everything for me forward from it.
Oh yeah. Why is that?
Because we went from the anxiety and the stress of the ending of the last episode to what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
Mm.
I almost felt like I was watching the wrong I felt like I was watching the wrong episode,
Mm.
and that kind of started it off poorly for me and then didn't build me back up afterwards.
Mm. So that artistic choice kind of actually broke the pacing for you.
Yeah, it really did. And the thing is, like, if they hadn't done it that way, I would be a lot more warm on the episode because, again, I mostly just focus in on the fights because a lot of the stuff I don't want to focus in too hard on. And I like the fights. It was fun.
Yeah, I think the rapist monster was grossly accurate to the tragedy that is, that kind of mentality, especially in Japan. I thought that was really fucking interesting. And yeah, this show continues talking about that Japan has a lot of problems, eh?
I lift up your pin lights and wave them around. Wave them like you just don't care.
Yeah, except I actually
They didn't
looked.
say that, but that's what they were telling her to do, basically.
Yeah, except I actually looked that she didn't care.
Pretend the airplane is coming in and direct it.
The
I do like this feature that whenever I meets new people, she's able to kind of like gain new weapons and powers that give her like the necessary edge.
But I thought it was Rika that had the edge with her scissors.
Also, okay, so you mentioned
Hey,
that, right? I want to bring something up. So we all agree that Rika is a much better fighter than I, yeah?
yeah.
Is Rika so good at fighting because she's fearless? And is she fearless because she doesn't care about getting hurt? And does she not care about getting hurt because she wants to get hurt as punishment for what she did?
mm. Oh, that does remind me though. I did.
I can agree up until that last point because she's the whole thing last episode when talking to herself in the bath, promising she wouldn't do that anymore, sort of leads me that that she's just trying not to be that way.
That's interesting that you took it that way because I thought she was lying to herself. She was just like, she did it again, and she's like, hi, hi, I won't do it again. Knowing that full well that she's going to do it again is how I took it.
None of those are really
I,
fresh.
Ah, good point.
I have a question about Momoe actually.
Uh huh.
So Momoe had a friend. The person she's trying to save is a friend who loved her and didn't
You cut out and didn't
care
what?
that she was a girl and had sexual feelings for her. That hmm?
Never mind. Your audio came back. You were saying?
Okay, I was saying Momoe is trying to save her friend who loved her and had feelings for her. Do you think she killed herself because Momoe didn't return the feelings?
I didn't think about that. Because I found it odd that the show continued to be like, I'm in love with you. I think I've fallen in love with you with every person she saved. Oh, I'm in love with you, Momotaro. Oh, I'm in love with you, Momoe. And it's just every single time. And then Momoe even says like, you were the first person who said that they're fallen like that they fall in love. First of all, Momoe is so sad. Momoe is incredibly sad. Holy shit, she has it so hard.
See, that's the interesting thing to me. All of Ai's eggs that she's bought have been people that have to do with schools, have to do with bullying and abuse from
And not
either
having
a
friends,
student
yeah.
or teacher. Yes. We don't know any ones about Rika. Well, Rika's might have to do with idols, because Rika was an idol, and these
Hmm.
two were idol fans. Or Rika's probably have to do with fans now.
Which, by the way, is it just me or were those two girls much more of a character in the beginning of this episode than they were the whole previous
They
episode?
they did a lot. They had a lot more depth to them in this episode than in the last one.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
came around to them way more in this episode.
Well, I don't know. Food for thought. Uh,
That's actually a good point, Meep. No, I
I'm
like
able
that
to.
a lot. That like it's that each person's egg is more representative of their own struggles. God damn, the show is so good. It like leads you into so many different pathways, and I love it. It hurts
Uh,
so much.
I,
It makes me cry and sad, but I love it. I cried in the beginning. Like the whole Momoe bit is just so tough, and like even the girl and Miwa and everything that she had to go through was just so fucking tragic. Her own family turned on her because it was an executive from her father's company that raped her, and she was expected to. The fucking line her mother told her. Why couldn't you just put up with it? And do it for the family. Plus, don't you realize he chose you? He chose to rape you because you're cute? Fuck. Like imagine your not just your parent, your mother telling that to you, her daughter. Like this show
yeah,
really understands how fucking difficult and tragic
yeah, and
this could be.
it's 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 awful because especially because in Japan, if you lose your job, good fucking luck getting another one. So, I mean,
It's yeah.
okay, I'm not saying it's okay her family turned on her, but but there is a clear causation for it.
I guess I think that's something the show might have been trying to comment on, in how in like with that work culture in Japan that maybe uh, losing your job could potentially be viewed as worse than being sexually assaulted, which is disgusting as a paradigm.
Yep.
Also,
Uh,
oh God, yeah, Momoe is just she has it so hard. I tear up and cry. But also, I'm really glad that Neru and I are becoming really good friends. They're very different personalities, but when Neru turns around, she's like, "You're naive, and you're optimistic, and you're a dreamer, and you're an idealist." And I's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And Neru turns around and goes like, "No, don't misunderstand me. That's a great thing. The world needs people like you." And I'm like, "Yes, yes, Neru, you're being good friend." Also, Nero's great. I don't know what you're talking
I feel
about.
like
That she's not a personality. Like I love Nero in this episode. Like when she stuck it to Rika, and when she's like, "I'm just kidding," and she's like, "Well, don't. It's not funny." And Rika's reaction of like, "You fucking what, mate?" I thought that was so good.
so yeah, I think I just forgot about Nira's presence in this episode because I
That's
actually
on
did
you.
like her stuff this episode. I think a lot of this episode just got overshadowed for me from eh. It's I don't know. Should we hold up cards? We've been talking about the show a lot, so
All right, yeah. I mean, Gilly, is there anything else you want to say on this episode? Because I feel like we took it away.
Uh, not really. I've sort of said my piece on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I while I feel better about this episode, at the end of the day, what I've been saying with each one, it's still I liked some aspects, but overall it didn't entertain me that much, and I still think that the scene with the two spirits and Momoe could have been done much better. It the fact that so many people did get left confused that they had to, clarify it in a interview. It speaks to how that scene could have been done a bit more effectively. I understand from an art house perspective, but it's not going to translate to everyone. And if some people get the wrong idea, then it can be harmful. So, overall, I think I'm going to kill this episode.
Sad. What about you, Gilly?
Like I said, well, last week I liked it a lot more. It really just lost me this time, and I don't like it, but I'm kind of back to where I was before, and so I have to kill this show. It I couldn't even say I liked it before, but I could appreciate it with the last episode, and I just can't as much with this.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
with that's 2 kills. Oh wait, Dalaran, you haven't said it.
Yeah, I'll do my wrapping up thoughts. Again, as always, I feared this day. I knew this show was going to lose people eventually. I love it. I think the show's brilliant. I can't recommend it enough to people, but it does come with a heavy content warning, and you have to be in the right headspace for it. I still think the show is brilliant. I did think it. I agree. It did fuck up in its delivery a little bit, but the fact that the director went out of his way and compromised on his artistic aspect to clarify it, I respect, and that alone gets it the fuck. But it's just really good. Like, I'm still not sure this needed to be a two-parter, but in the end, I still enjoy the two stories being told side by side simultaneously. I get why it knocked you off, Gilly, because you kind of like, well, whatever. I'm not gonna go into your reasons, or at least my opinion, my thoughts on them, but I get where you're coming from. The pacing for me personally ended up really good and allowed Momo to join in a way that conveyed her hardships and established her as a person and character. So I actually really liked that aspect because it felt natural by the end of the episode. Um, like, the show's gorgeous show, brilliant show. Again, the egg park moment with the spirits was wrong, but we've already kind of found a way to resolve that. And I is just you wonderful, delightful human being. I am so sorry I doubted you in the beginning. You are such a, like, that scene with her and Momo, how Momo is just crying on the street and I sees her and like other people don't come up to her, but I's like, hey, Daishobu, are you okay? And she's like, turns around, it's like, what do I look like to you? And she's like, what? Like, right now, what do I look like to you? It's like, you look like a really pretty girl that's crying on the street. Are you okay? And she's like, what? Yeah. You think like, and they're two insecure people just uplifting each other in the moment. It was so cute. And then Neru realizes she fucked up, so she says, yes, you're very pretty and your neck is very pretty. And then they start talking about how they find Adam's apples on guys really attractive, and they start and Rika doesn't like, no one's giving Rika room to give her bullshit, even though she's God, the characters are so good in this show. I'm fucking this show. Even if it dies, I'm going to continue watching it. Yes.
All I have to do to seal this show's fate is
what?
Idoly Pride and Spider. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to lie to myself. If those were my votes,
Hey, I'm voting. I'm voting honestly. I'll be mad if you don't.
I'm voting honestly too. Don't worry.
I love Wonder Egg. It's so good.
I'm not going to say you're wrong for liking it. I just don't.
And I think we've made Gilly's opinions on the show perfectly clear from the last episode, so we're good.
Yeah, that's said to fuck for Wonder Egg priority. With that, I believe we have to take a 30-minute break because one of our members has to run an errand. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, rolling right into Soma Spider, So What, Episode 5. Spider learns that the middle rectum is too difficult, so she goes back down, trains and evolves into the poison line, and goes back up after being chased by another shit-looking dragon. She kills the seahorse and some catfish and plans a genocide on the catfish. Oh, also the kids are there in the episode too, I guess.
The kids were a very strong weak point, but I actually, this has to be one of my more favorite ones.
Yeah. Also, cough, Gilly, and can't wait for Spider to fucking kill the cleric god girl and the dragon, because now we know
No,
she likes to eat dragons.
it's not just that though. Spider's going to become the demon lord.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot. Demon Lord of Pride, Spider.
I love it.
The only solace I'll take in you two enjoying this show is that Wonder Egg will die.
Fuck you. Wonder Egg is an amazing show. You're all. I mean, anyway, I don't want to say Gilly's wrong because anyway. But yeah, did you guys catch that? Because the catfish is a worm, and because it's a worm, the catfish is technically dragon, and she likes the taste of dragons.
I'm not.
Look, after eating as much garbage as she had, I'd like some good catfish too.
Honestly, the way the animation on the eating of catfish, how it's like hot because it's from lava, and you see the breath. So the spider is really good. Like when they draw her, like when they draw Spider, it looks really good. Too bad that most of the rest of the show is just subpar CG.
Again, I don't have too much issue with the CG. I don't know. I don't see much good CG. So seeing something that doesn't upset me is nice.
It's just rough transitioning from when it's drawn, and it looks really good and emotive, and
It
just like
Oh, but Dalaran, how do you feel about poison cobwebs?
there was a lot of cummy dumpy.
There always is.
There always is.
Can't avoid it, and she's a spider.
Also, speaking of visual stuff, the skills, the subs for all the skills being upside down hurt me.
Yeah.
Part of me wanted to pause and turn my head upside down and read them, but I chose not to because sinus procedure. But uh yeah, it actually hurt my eyes. I'm like, fuck this.
She she continues to be the type of gamer that I said she was earlier on, that she is one of the people that grinds the fuck out of the levels.
Oh, well, what else is she supposed to do? She's isolated. She has nothing else to
Oh
do.
no, look, I'm not insulting it. I'm just saying she really does continue to exemplify that, and it's whatever. It's the way that I do like, there's a lot of things I end up enjoying, and like the whole she built up her auto health recovery and fire resistance so she can hang out in the lava without dying.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of like Zelda games where you need to get the fire resistant armor to go through like the fire
Gotta get
dungeon.
the Goron tunic.
Yeah, the Goron tunic, or like in Breath of the Wild, you need the Goron armor to kind of be in that area, and like that really struck a nostalgic RPG tone for me. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, you don't want to spend skill points on fire resistance, but I guess you need to because JRPGs are designed to make you grind out a specific thing for a specific level and never use it again. Looking at you, Flash HM and Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it's painful.
Shaking my head.
I I don't know. I get a lot of enjoyment out of this series. And
Honestly,
like I'm enjoying, here's the thing, I've been enjoying the jokes progressively more as it goes on.
yeah, they're actually
And
landing with me now.
again, the kids, they fucking suck.
They don't matter.
They 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 really do suck. And I mean, I will say, in defense of our moment with the kids, the crazy one that's basically joined a cult-like religion.
Yep. God,
I
God
enjoyed.
cleric.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was kind of funny.
I
That
really.
made that whole scene better than at least the previous ones.
Okay, it made me uncomfortable. It's like if you see someone with pride, with the skill of taboo, tell me and I will kill them from this world. They don't deserve to live. They're abominations. And I'm like, I can't wait for Spider to kill you. And you're awful. Go away. Same chat. Same. Cleric girl is fucking crazy, and I don't know if we love her or not. I agree. I
No,
have.
she's absolutely crazy. I don't like her, but I found just the way she was hilarious.
I do have to say the animation on her eyes make her eyes look simultaneously dead inside and alive, which is a very nice touch. I don't know if it was intentional, but like, yeah, bitch is crazy.
Now, I will say
Uh,
they definitely leaned me back away from it, where when immediately after that they tried to make us feel bad about for her.
No. And yes, Meep?
I was going to say, I don't know if I'm happy or sad my internet died for the last 3 minutes, because I don't know if my brain could function hearing so much praise about this show.
Oh, it's okay. Let me pull a Meep real quick and be like, why did the scene with the dragon and the young Fire Emblem Lord character feel sexual at first in the bedroom?
Okay, now you're the one that's seeing things. Hold on.
I'm pulling a
Dalaran,
Meep, I know.
are you projecting now?
No, the dragon girl is terrible. I don't think she's not a good person. I can't wait for Spider to eat her in the death
Dal-
consume flesh to recover SP way, not the other way, you perverts.
Dalaran, do you have a dragon fetish?
I
At
mean,
least
Is
my
that what
ships
you're
are
trying to tell
healthy.
us?
At least my ships are healthy.
I don't think that's true, mate.
How is Maki and Nobara not a healthy ship? How would they be? How would they not be a healthy couple?
Because they're strong, independent women.
Yeah, and they don't need no man.
They don't need anyone. They're strong and independent. They just need their friends.
No,
Are they
Valid
guys.
independent
friendship.
enough to be in a relationship?
No, you guys have turned chat against me.
Your
Are you?
fault. I never turned them against you. You did this to yourself.
Why the fuck
Look,
was the dragon blushy and he was pulling her in a
look,
weird way? It was weird. I didn't
look,
like it.
I'll be honest. It was. I'll be honest. It's mostly me, so you don't have to blame me.
Okay. I still will, but okay.
I still will.
Okay, Greg.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Wow.
I agree with you, Gilly. Like the jokes have been landing a lot more for me too. I actually, goddamn it, sirens.
When will they give us a full episode of the kids so you'll just kill this show already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no, I
almost
mean,
certainly gonna
an
happen.
episode with absolute focus on the kids, yeah, I'd fucking quit. Because I enjoy the spider, but that would be too much.
Yeah, chat got my back all of a sudden. It's like, oh, for the dragon, it was sexual, not necessarily for the audience. And I'm like, all right, fair enough.
I
Well,
don't
you
know,
know
there was
what?
some real tension there.
But yeah, no.
Had to
I
pause the
almost lit.
episode.
Sorry, the almost I almost literally lit a fire under my own ass bit got me. Also, the visual gag of the bomb with a long fuse transitioning to the web on fire with the spider body was a really nice visual gag. Like I thought that was well done.
Now, one thing that it didn't land for me as well as like the weird toxic high school thing last episode, but
Yeah,
the magic girl thing.
she really wants to be a magic girl. I think that's the bit. I think that's what the ending is about too. I don't get it, but it's there? Question mark. The show's whatever, man.
it's it's kind of off the wall.
The spider, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think so. What I'm a spider. So what is a good show. If I had to choose this between Sk8, both are absurd humor, but I would always pick Sk8. That being said, I don't know. I'm getting a kick out of just how over the top Spider is, and her voice actress continues to have a fun time in the booth. So I'm just enjoying that. I saw Chad mention it before when she bit into the catfish or the seahorse and was just like, hot, 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 like, and just so much fun, and the tears on her face when she starts eating the catfish and it's her first good meal, being alive as a spider. Like, I don't know, it's fun.
Now, Meep did make the comment of it in the little recap, but yeah, now she just wants to fucking wipe out the catfish because yum.
Yeah, she said I'm going to consume them to extinction, and I'm like, now wait a minute, that's illegal.
I wonder if there's a title for that.
Exterminator.
Manifest Destiny.
I am ready for Demon Lord Spider, though. I was actually expecting Meep to do another fucking "Don't you dare make an Overlord comparison to this," but hey, man, we're gonna get Einzal Spider, Meep.
I think Meep's dead emotionally.
Make my comments when the fucking internet.
The Demon Lord thing is so weird, but I'm so pumped for it.
I am
I want
ready.
to see it.
I am ready for Spider Algone.
I can't tell you how wrong you are when my internet is dying.
Your internet knows that we're right, and it doesn't want to let you
No,
speak.
you're wrong.
We are correct.
You are wrong. Certifiably wrong. Listen, all we need is just one episode with only the kids, and then the pain will be over.
Another from chat. You must never level up taboo. Spider. Fuck.
I do love that. It does. It said it right there. Like, never level this up. Oh wait.
Wait,
There is
why
one
aren't they
thing.
supposed to level it up? I think I missed that.
It's just
It's
in the
the
world.
taboo skill. It's not a good skill. It actually said like when they pulled the skill tree up, it had a little tack on the bottom of it. Don't ever level this skill up.
People will not like you.
It make you bad person.
Maybe they'll squish the spider and my pain will be over.
No, Spider's gonna become OP. Watch. Also, it
Spider
pisses me
will
off.
become most powerful.
It pisses me off that Spider has gone through so much shit and her stats are still lower than the Dragon Girls.
Yeah.
Be fair, I feel like being born a dragon is kind of a advantage. Also, why is the dragon girl dummy thick? I
Okay,
get
Meep.
she evolved, but it just made her taller.
Alright, Meep. Now you have no right to say anything about what I said before.
It's okay. Let me rephrase. Why did it make her big chungus?
Because dragons are chunky.
Meep wanted to clap some dragon cheeks.
I mean, not her dragon cheeks, but maybe a different dragon's cheeks. But why did she just go big chungus?
Because she evolved.
The evolution system in whatever game this is, eludes me.
She evolved off screen.
So the thing you're not supposed to do in a Nuzlocke.
The show does remind me, like, the game that they're in does, like, the isekai that they're in evolved into Chunker. Well, Chunkette, actually. And, yeah, it reminds me of, like, late 2000s, early 2010s J MMORPGs with its, like, really clunky skill tree and system that doesn't always make sense.
Yeah.
Chunk. But yeah, ow. That hurt.
I don't even know what that was. Nothing happened. There was just a loud pop that came from someone's mic.
I mean, I personally have said what I had to say about this show. You guys can continue going into it.
Mm,
I mean, I
uh,
think I've said my piece on what I love about this show.
the
Okay.
2D art isn't even that good. It's
No, it's
just
pretty good.
you just think it's good because it's paired up with the shitty CG. That's my theory on why there's CG in this anime, so people don't realize just how bad the 2D really is.
Nah, the Spider 2D's pretty good.
Yes, but every other 2D thing is bad.
Yeah, I agree. I like the friend I'm watching with. The friend I'm watching this with likes the outfits and the design aspect of the characters, with which I agree. They are very Fire Emblem-y and kind of like Secret of Mana esque. Um, but the characters don't look that good, and I feel like the animation's a little bit inconsistent in terms of expression. It works for the spider because she's super animated and expressive, but the other characters, I'm like, also the fucking warrior prince dude, like he sucks, right? Like why is he still around?
I don't
Because
know.
anime. Let's just. I'm gonna hold up my card. I'm gonna stomp on the spider. I just want the pain to be over.
You don't like the moe spider meep?
It's not moe. The fact that it's CG means it can't be moe.
What?
I don't know if I agree with that.
There's no such thing as CG moe. Fight me.
I'm
I don't have
googling
to. The
this.
rest of the internet will.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Zombieland Saga season 2 to be made by all the people that made X-Arm.
I mean, there was CG in there. I just don't think CG works well with moe, but there definitely is moe CG. Anyway,
I like how you're not even acknowledging my comment that X-Arm is going to be making the Zombieland Saga season 2.
wait, is that actually a thing?
A couple people that worked on X-Arm, specifically the writers, are going to be on it.
Oh. Oh no.
Uh, the comment was worth it just to hear that reaction.
Is that true?
From what I saw, they were the same names.
Oh.
I'm not sure if they worked on season 1 of Zombieland Saga.
I have to check that. If they did, that's okay. But goddamn, Zombieland Saga is actually a really good show that has no right being as good as it fucking is.
To be fair, it's the writers, not the animators, and this story is straight from the manga, so it's not really. It's not like you can. A good script wouldn't be able to save X-Arm.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what? This show is actually turning me around. I still don't give a shit about the other characters, but Spider just becomes funnier and more endearing as the show goes on. I'm fucking this episode. I had a good time with it.
I feel like that's just Stockholm syndrome.
It might be Stockholm syndrome at this point, but I'm having a good time.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're not killing it, but
Yeah, me too. Like I said, there was minimum other characters. Like all the other kids, like are boring. And actually, I am really looking forward to not Marth, not Fire Emblem Lord, Big Brother getting his comeuppance in the dungeon next episode.
what be
Yeah.
ye vote, Gilly?
Oh, I'm gonna fuck this show. I've liked it from the beginning. I just enjoy it. It's fun for me. It's actually moved itself up for me, like in terms of how much I enjoy it.
I
Because
feel like this. Oops, sorry.
it's actually it's the show. It's the show that I watch right before I watch Jujutsu Kaisen now.
Oh my god, really?
How can
Yes.
you enjoy this show more than Jujutsu?
I don't think that's what he said.
It's the one I watch right before Jujutsu.
Oh, okay. When you're saying it moved
I
up, I
go,
thought,
I go I go from least to best with my stuff.
okay. I thought for a second I thought you were going best to least. I was like,
What do you
I
start
mean,
with?
Jujutsu Kaisen technically with this season has moved down, but it's still in the top 3.
What do you start with?
hmm.
What do you start with, Gilly?
Code Black.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And then Wonder Egg?
No. Uh, I start with our next one.
And our
Right
next
after Code Black, I start with our next one.
and our next show is Idoly Pride, episode 5. Makino asks Kotono and Sakura to form 2 separate groups with them as leaders, making last week's cliffhanger, like I guessed, invalidated. To Sakura's group, he adds the dancing girl, called it, and one of
Yep.
Mana's fellow idols. That group is pretty stacked. However, Rei ends up being really strict, and the younger sister is upset. She's separated from her older sister, and god fucking damn it, there's too many characters.
I hate to admit it, but I agree with Meep. There's
It's actually. I was thinking about this while I was driving. Meep is just like the amount of characters since the beginning. Last week, you were talking about that it was starting to get too many. The addition of 2 more characters this week has driven me to the same point of just fucking quit it.
yeah,
You've got
it's
too many people. The cast was good. It felt crowded to me last week, but I was just like, this is at least acceptable. Then they threw 2 new people in,
I
and
mean,
that was like, no, you were already getting quite crowded. Now this is too much.
which leads me to first of all, I mean, I feel like we got a 1.5 new characters, and actually we got 1.5 characters because fucking Chisa finally becomes a character, and we get the idol girl who was already part of the group, who we've seen the whole time actually join the fray, and then we get Rei. Um, but in the beginning, when the show opened up with Sakura, I want you to. You're leaving the group, and so are you, Chisa, and the flat girl, flat as in flat face delivery. Um, and then he's like, "Yep,
Flat titties.
yeah, not titties. I'm sure she's fine." And he's like, "Yep, you're gonna make a second group." I got upset. Like I paused the show, and my first note is, "What a fucking cop out! Fuck you, Makino. You better do something good with this, or at least like you better do something good with this show." And honestly, now that you said that, Gilly, I think the show got carried away with its characters and had to split it into 2 groups because they're like, "What the fuck are we doing?" It's like someone who took on 10 players on a D&D campaign and then realized 4 sessions in, this is fucking madness, and just split it into 2 different campaigns.
Gilly, the first campaign I joined, and where I actually met you, there was like 8 players, weren't there? Or am I just thinking
It
about the
was.
overall amount of people?
I think it was 6. I don't think it was that many.
Okay. But yeah, no, it. Last week's cliffhanger was a cliffhanger for the sake of having a cliffhanger.
I got upset.
And I
I did.
called it.
Yeah, you did.
I
You're right.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this episode. I liked Ray. I actually did like her. I'm surprised they didn't do anything with the wait, weren't you guy I called the cops on? Happy
Yeah.
they didn't do anything with it. I'm surprised they didn't, but I'm happy.
It just, Makino approached her and she didn't scream police. And when
Yeah,
just
I mean
seeing him talking to May,
no, they did actually in their little conversation with each other. It did that part of the conversation, like, oh, you were talking to a prospective idol. Like they actually brought it up, but it was very very briefly just swept under the rug.
yeah, it's, I don't know. We talked about it yesterday how we don't like Makino getting, you know, the, you know, being treated
Get
poorly.
shit on so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen much this episode.
Oh yeah, no, it was more of an acceptable level.
It was a good Makino episode. It's a shame that half of
Yeah,
the roster literally did nothing this series. May had some good lines,
Yeah.
which May is
Also, I feel like Makino is a bias for Sakura because he stacked her group. Fucking, it's like the other group is like S to SRs, and Makino just put 2 URs in this group of S to SRs.
which mobile game are you referencing? Because I'm a Grand Blue player, so my whole thing is
Look,
SR, R, and SSR.
Dokkan battle.
But yeah,
That's really
Sakura's group is. I mean, he did put her with two of the weak. It's three very. It's one middle ground. Sakura's kind of like B tier, and then he gave them an S tier and A tier. And I hate to say it, but the other two are kind of C tier.
Yeah,
Like
we
I
haven't really
think
seen them in action.
I think that's what I like the most about this episode is that what's her name? Chisa like broke my heart so many times. It's like just my heart. I'm weak. I'm weak for the quiet, timid girl with the side bangs. It's my weakness. I know my type, but she's so sad. But I really liked the I really feel bad for her because like she does not but she does need to step up, like she really does, and she needs to come out of her shell. And I was like, this episode did give her a good way of to do that. Like it gave her the right motivation, it created a nice character moment, allowed her to actually become a character, and she's starting to learn to stand on her own feet, and I thought that was really cute and sweet, and I really liked it. The ending, the ending with it being like, I thought it was really cute. Like it leans into like the ideal of just like being yourself will resonate with other like-minded people if they are doing so as well. And I really enjoyed Rei as a character once she opened up and said that like I chose to follow my dreams and my parents stopped supporting me, so now I work as a supermarket clerk, and I'm trying to raise money, and this is why I'm so serious about this idol thing, because it will let me be my own person. I'm like, yeah, girl.
Is a supermarket cleric a cleric in a modern day campaign that stays at the supermarket to heal people if they get injured just so they can't sue them?
No, it's a cleric of depression.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or just existential dread. Retail
Yeah.
sucks.
now I'm sad.
Yeah.
They cast dissonant whispers. All you hear is the Christmas jingle that plays throughout the supermarket every single day
Oh,
in
don't
December.
remind me.
Meep has experience in retail.
Mhm.
Their their spiritual weapon is a price gun.
God damn it. I still haven't gotten to use a price gun the 3 years I've been at, or 2.5 years I've been at my
Don't say where you
store.
work.
I'm saying my store.
Okay. Also, I don't know why, but I kept thinking Ray, the blonde girl, is like Russian. I don't know if it's just because like I assume every blonde girl who's like a super strict dancer is Russian, and just being growing up in Russian culture. But yeah, I just keep looking at her and I'm like, yes, the Russian has entered the group.
Oh,
For me,
Sveryanka is here.
Got to.
I bet you like Yuri from Megalobox.
No, he was weird. I was always an underdog Joe. I always rooted for. Anyway, different show.
I
Yeah.
rooted for Iglesias.
Yeah, God, Megalobox, good show. We need to get you to watch it, Gilly. Next watch party in the server.
Maybe. I just found something that I'm going to have to post somewhere, but continue.
I really only have one last thing to say about the show, for myself at least. This show has succeeded in getting at least one laugh, or at least a chuckle, out of me. And I did laugh with that dramatic vampire music that was being played for Ray as she is mysteriously attending to personal matters at night and like drops the books and are like, study this. I left you like 25 cliff like tag notes. Practice this. I'm leaving. I have a personal arrangement to take care of. And they're playing this ridiculous like dramatic vampire music the whole time, and I'm like, what is happening?
Didn't Ray throw like textbooks at someone, or is that a different show?
No, that's the next show.
That is a different show. Yes.
And I'll talk about
Okay.
that
Don't you
too.
dare mix those up.
all right. Well, yeah, I liked Ray. Too bad there's like 8 other characters I do not care for. May and Ray are the 2 characters I like.
Yeah, fair enough. I like May a lot. It's weird that May is like this major main character when she just joined the group. Also, Sakura does not feel like the leader of Group B because Rei does, and whatever her Mana's sister doesn't feel like the leader of Group A because Mei does.
Wait, I thought May was in Sakura's group.
No, Mei is in the Group A.
Oh God, it shows you how much I don't care about the other characters.
Anyway, Gilly, anything else you want to say?
I'm sorry, I had to cough up one of my lungs real quick.
You okay? Daishobu?
Just itchy throat.
Hmm.
There is really not much to. Overall, there's not much to say on this show most episodes, but there is a lot less even this time around.
Yeah, fair enough. You guys mind if I go first?
Sure.
Yeah. So I liked the ending. I thought the ending was really nice, and of course, sirens when I go. Meep, you go.
I'm killing this episode like always.
But why me?
Cause the show bores me.
But
It's an
why me?
it's an idol show with no singing. Like, we haven't had singing in how many episodes? And the singing we got is copy and pasted from episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that this show overuses the Mana song, but it's a good song. It's actually been, I mean, okay, I don't know if it's a good song. It's catchy. It's been stuck in my head.
It's the same
Pretty.
song over and over.
I like the ending. The ending song was really nice. It's good to see everyone singing together finally. And if it's cool, I'll hold up my card now.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was good. Like, idol music and show-wise, though, this show's building it. Idol music, sorry, I don't know what I was trying to read off my notes, and I don't think I wrote it coherently. Idol music and show-wise, this show is building it up right. I don't think I agree with myself there. I think the music thing, they are building up well. Like, they're doing all the training and stuff, and I think that's all interesting. But it's a shame that character-wise, I'm really not feeling it anymore. Like, I really liked the ensemble, and then they kept adding more and more and more, and now you have an oversaturated ensemble where some characters don't matter at all. Like, I'm glad that everyone got at least a line or two, but, like, I don't like the noble girl, because she's a brat and needs to put herself into every single fucking situation. Like, the group photo was going to be really cute, and she's like, no, I'm going to be in the center, because I'm like, ugh. And, you know, a lot of less likable characters are noticeable when everyone has, like, the same amount of screen time. And, like, I was hoping that there would be, like, a nice scene between the sisters, and there kind of wasn't. It was nice that they were talked about, but I'm rambling, and I'm just going to hold on my card. I'm knifing the show. I'm killing the show. This episode just didn't do it for me. I thought the beginning was a huge cop-out. The cliffhanger last week was unnecessary, and I liked Rei, and I think Rei's really interesting, but I think they've lost control of their pacing, and there's not enough here that's doing it for me, and I realized at the end, and, like, I don't give a shit about Mana anymore, because, like, she's not involved as much, and I just realized there's a bunch of meh feelings, and that's enough for a knife for me. Did I disconnect?
No, I can hear you.
All
I'm
right.
just staring at Gilly's avatar really hard right now.
See, the funny thing is, another thing I was talking to myself about while I was driving alone in my car, looking at some
Why do
foods
you
that I
make it
bought,
sound so sad?
looking at the $20 worth of Taco Bell I bought. Uh, I told myself it's gonna come down to what Dalaran says about whether his show dies, because I'm knifing this show, which keeps Wonder Egg in.
Wonder Egg lives! I'm so
Now,
happy.
hold on, Horimiya might get 3 9.
Shut up,
I
Nave.
I will hurt you.
Listen, I feel like the one who's gonna knife this episode has been the one who keeps mentioning a certain aspect of it.
I have feelings. I will talk about them. I have
But
thoughts.
no, I I I like Idoly Pride. I honestly do, and I it's hard, I can't watch these shows afterwards, so I don't even get to keep watching them. But I do like it. But the whole thing, the addition of 2 more people was just that was my point of yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it's too much, and it's a pity too because I wanted to like Idoly Pride. I really did. Like I'm actually a little bit disappointed now that I'm thinking about it and I'm realizing the show is dead. Like I feel a little bad, but at the same time I also realized that if we weren't watching it like this and someone I knew recommended Idoly Pride as an idol anime and I turned it on, I would and like I binged 5 episodes. This is the point where I'd probably be like, okay, well that's enough for today. I'll pick it up in like a few days, and I probably would not pick it up again.
Well, with that, Idoly Pride gets the triple knife, putting it up for potentially the death of this week, which makes me happy because this entire week I was like, God damn it! Like with how me and Gilly have been feeling about Wonder Egg and how wishy washy you've been about Spider Dal, it's probably going to come down to Jujutsu, Sk8, Horimiya, and fucking Idoly Pride living at the end, and I can't deal with that. But now this gives it a chance for there to only be 3 at the end, which will free up my watch list a lot, which makes me happy.
Yeah, I might watch the next episode of Idoly Pride. I probably won't.
Don't have to lie to yourself anymore. You just admit that the show is bad and it's always been bad.
I know. I disagree. Like I said, I wanted to like Idoly Pride. It's just it's too much. It's being I don't know if ambitious is the right term, but it took on too much and it didn't do it right. But hey, you know what? Let's talk about a show that has a huge roster and is doing it right.
Horimiya, episode
Hori.
5. Horimiya, episode 5. Hori gets jealous when Miyamura calls another girl by her first name. Then Hori's dad visits, where Hori and Miyamura officially become a couple. Then
Yay!
green-haired girl feels sad because Ishikawa is down because Miyamura is dating Hori.
So should I start off? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I didn't cry this episode, but it was really heartwarming. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Now, Dale, tell us
I
the reason why you're gonna knife this episode.
I cried.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I cried or
it's
not.
so good. I did the hand holding.
They did the hand holding.
It was so cute. Oh god.
It was really cute. And since Meep is calling me out, I might as well get this out of the way. I do not like physically violent and aggressive expressions of affection, and Hori needs to get her shit together and learn how to express herself the way she did in the second part of the episode. But I I'm less mad about it here because it's such a glaring character flaw and it's played off as a character flaw. It's not like ha 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 tsundere. No, it's like
Yeah, no,
she
she
went
was
home.
upset with what she did.
Yeah, she went home and she felt bad. And that's what we need. Characters can make mistakes, but we need them to understand and actualize them as mistakes, acknowledge them as mistakes. And she did. She did. She went home and she's like, I threw a book in his face twice. What is wrong with me? And I am almost positive that this is the first time Hori has ever felt these kinds of emotions. So she doesn't know what to do. She needs to communicate it better. She needs to speak to Miyamura and admit to being jealous and that she made a mistake and apologize. But hey, we got some growth. So, you know what? It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Still, bad Hori. She's violent and aggressive. Don't like it. It's abusive. But still.
Before I can't get off of the cute stuff, I need to talk about Hori's dad.
What the
What
fuck
the
is
fuck is
Hori's
his
dad?
deal? What the? Oh, okay, first of all, he looks like a hentai protagonist, and that bothers me.
Are her mom and her dad together? Like, it sounded like her dad was like gone for a long time, and they didn't know what
Well,
happened to him. And then
I think I'm pretty sure they are, but whatever he does, he disappears for a while.
She
Which
still wears her ring. Her mom
yeah,
still
and
wears her
she
wedding
didn't
band.
get and she didn't like have some sort of she didn't get all upset or anything when he was there. She's like, "Oh, we don't have enough food for you."
Yeah, but Dad's kind of a deadbeat, right? Like, he's a fucking
Yeah,
child.
yeah, no, he is. Here's the thing: I didn't realize it was gonna be her dad because I wasn't expecting to see any dads in any anime because what are dads?
What are dads in anime except things? Yeah.
I didn't think I thought it was gonna be like her like an older brother.
Oh my god, guys.
yeah,
I thought he was
Guys.
an older brother because he had the right hair colors like her younger brother. Like, but no, that's dad.
Guys. Are the early
What?
2000s, are the late 2000s and early 2000, are the late 2000s and early 2010s the era of hot dads in anime? And are the late 2010s and the early 2020s the era of hot moms in anime, the Ara Ara era?
hmm. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Because I don't care which Full Metal Alchemist you watch, and he is a different character in both of those series. Hohenheim of Light is an attractive fella,
Yes,
Yeah,
he's from Brotherhood.
and Mace Hughes is just the best dad in the world.
Well, he still gets murked, so he doesn't count.
No, don't you fucking make. I will cut you, Meep, if you talk shit about Mace Hughes, the best character of all anime.
No, he's a great dad, but he doesn't count because he's still, spoilers for Fullmetal Alchemist. If for the three of you that haven't seen it,
Yeah,
he gets murked. So
it is still, for me, the saddest anime death. I love
eh,
Mace Hughes.
his
I don't
anime
know.
death was sad, but I
My
think there have been
my
others that
biggest
are.
tears always comes from a certain death in Code Geass.
Oh, oh. No, Mace still wins the top one, though.
Squint.
I do with I have a confession I must make.
Oh.
So I've said it before. My all-time favorite show is Code Geass.
Uh
I
huh.
don't really tend to start categorizing shows I like after that because for the most part, I like things really equally. What I don't tell people is I've brought up this certain show a few times, and it actually is pretty much my second favorite show of all time. Is the
Or.
fucking slice of life that is Chobits.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like slice of life anime when it's done in a way that doesn't make me want to throw myself off a bridge
I will not apologize for
into a
Adachi.
tractor trailer
I will not
going
apologize
80.
for Shimamura either.
We should probably get back to Horimiya, though. So, we have two things to talk about. Okay, regarding her dad, yeah, I have to say that was the weakest part of this episode. Not because I dislike the. I mean, I don't like the dad character, but not because he's on screen. It's because I feel like I talk about this a few times. This show has an overall flow that's almost like lucid. You just go like what I don't think of them as episodes. I really feel like it's just one piece of a long movie or like a long series, which I guess that's what what episodes are. But uh sorry, chat's blowing up right now. Thank you everyone so much for the subs and bits, guys. Um Thank you. Sorry, just caught me off guard. Now I'm touched. But yeah, no.
Grab Discord invite.
Um,
Where did
uh,
they touch you, Dal?
they touched my heart, because now it's all
Show me
warm.
on the doll.
But yeah, there's two things that I felt really underwhelmed and unsatisfied about. One, it's the presence of the father. What the fuck?
What the hell was that?
I opened up our stream.
Why would
Just
you do that?
post the Discord link.
You fool! You fool! Yeah, so the presence of the father is like really like all of us are confused, right? And maybe it'll be explained in future episodes, but it like usually when characters are introduced, we kind of get some context. Green hair boy is just there. I think his name was like Abel or Adel or something like that. Um, it's just I just don't know what his whole deal is. He just comes in as this chaotic creature and then just disappears. And the other thing is that I really wanted, I really wanted to see Kyosuke. That's his name, Kyosuke, the father, do Miyamura's hair. I was really looking forward to that like dad and boyfriend bonding scene, and we didn't get it. We got a funny-ish scene with mom, but
Yeah, I do think we needed more from the dad. I actually liked the dad. He was funny. Like I liked how he's like, I always wanted to say that. No, you're fine. I just always wanted to say that.
are you an only child? Yeah, actually, it's just me and my mom. It's like, you can't have my daughter. What? I'm kidding. I always wanted to say that, though. And he's like, you are freaking me out.
He just he just doesn't want to be there. He's so confused and worried. It just the whole line kept going too, just like what happened to my silverware? It's Miyamura's silverware now.
Oh, I didn't even
We
think
might have
about that.
we might have some disposable chopsticks. I don't even have my own chopsticks.
What is the deal with her dad? Who the fuck is he? He looks like a rock star or like a deadbeat. And he
Again, that's
smokes.
why. That's why I was like, are they together? I'm not sure.
I feel like they're fucking.
I'm sure he's hung.
Probably.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
all I say about that.
With that attitude, probably.
This, this whole episode was really cute. I enjoyed it.
Was. And oh god, I want to see the green haired girl start trying to like flirt with Ishikawa.
Oh my god, yes! Sakura and Ishikawa. Sakura and
I
Todo.
need it. I need it. I love the show. I'm crying.
This show's good.
I really love this show. Like it is. This is my favorite of the season. I really like Sk8, but I love this so much.
I'm just sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed with the kindness being shown in chat right now. Thank you so much. Fi. Normally we don't do call outs, but thank you for the gift subs, thank you for the bits, thank you for the sub, thank you so much, Fidella93. You are very much appreciated. You will be we'll do the full call outs at the end, but thank you.
I don't know
Anyway,
why, but I want McDonald's now.
I want Taco Bell. Point yeah, this
We don't
show's
have
really
Taco
good.
Bell in my city.
Oh. Just, do you guys have Mexican food in Canada?
Yeah, we have Taco Time. It's like
Oh,
worse.
to be fair, Taco Bell isn't actual Mexican food, but
Yeah, don't start walking that line.
no.
That's a bad place to be.
Taco Bell is less Mexican food than American Chinese food is actual Chinese food. I know.
I can already hear one of our mutual friends loading his gun.
Be mad. It's the truth.
No, chair. Let me sit. Let me finish. Ah!
But yeah, in regards to Sakura and Toru, I thought it was really good. I think the relationship is really nice. They it's tropey in its own way. Don't get me wrong; it's nothing super original. You have the girl who's who has complexes, and you have the guy who didn't get the girl he wanted. And I really do want to. I hope they end up together, because I think they would actually be good for each other. Because I think Toru actually does think Sakura is cute, and he actually respects her, and he I don't think he's attracted to her yet. I don't think the feelings are reciprocated. I do think they could be if they spend more time together, because I think they would honestly be good for each other. Like Sakura would help Toru feel like he's not a loser, and Toru could help Sakura feel like she's not, I don't know what it is, the beast, but she didn't call herself a beast. Like that's something really important. She's has complexes, the poor girl. She is very insecure in her appearance, um, but she isn't super self-deprecating. At least we haven't seen that yet. And it needs to be said. Okay,
Gilly,
I.
Gilly, hold down, Dal, quick. Hold him down.
What the fuck? What?
Hold him down. I'm gonna say it.
You know what's funny is I think what you're going to say was what I think what you're about to go into, Dalaran, was a question I was going to ask you.
Is it about
I,
Remy?
How do you feel about Remy this
Yeah,
episode?
okay. I still don't like Remy, but she's no longer just terrible. Like, she has
The thing
some.
is, look, first of all, with the whole thing with Remy this episode, she cares about her friend, and it's really sweet, and she's nice with her. The thing that probably hurt me, the one of the most, so the entire thing with Sakura was painful.
Yeah.
It hurt my heart.
As someone who grew up an
but
ugly duckling myself, I know how that feels.
but I will say something that I don't that hit me pretty hard too was Remy's whole thing of like, uh, do you do you not think I can help because I'm dumb? And it's not even like it's just this matter of fact thing she said. Like she doesn't even question it. That hurt me in a different way.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I don't like Remy. But I just realized something. It just hit me. The fact that the show did something good with Remy, with Sakura, makes me think that there might be hope for her yet. The show might actually give me more and actually have me come around. I'm not going to look for a reason to like Remy. I don't like Remy. I don't like her as a person. But who knows? Maybe if the show gives me more and gives us more, I might change my tune.
I actually really liked Remy this episode. That's why I was having Gilly hold you down. I thought you were gonna shoot me.
Get your
There's just
filthy hands off me, you Remy lover.
there's so much good in this episode, and like the just they're official now. He told Toru, and that was great, even though it upset him. And then he didn't like get all upset with Miyamura either. They see each other. He's like, don't be all awkward about it. It's okay. Told you
Yeah,
it was. That
Toru's a
was
good
really
friend.
sweet. He re- he is. He's a really good friend. Uh, and then the end of the episode with Hori and Miyamura just sitting there doing some studying, doing normal stuff. The whole back and forth they had was cute. Where he said he'd like if she called him by his first name and
Yeah, and he
called him
isn't
like
Baka.
dummy Izumi, Izumi, and then he said, my first name isn't dummy, and she just you hear her little brother and his friend get in there, and she's just calling him an idiot over and
Baka,
over
Baka,
again. It's
Baka,
great.
Baka. Yeah, yeah,
It's so good.
yeah, yeah. I love that you love this show, man. It's so great. Like honestly, it's so good to see you like get really emotional and enjoy the show.
Look, my anime preferences go shonen, then slice of life romantic comedy.
Fair enough.
That's literally that's the way that's the way it goes. It's very similar to my movie preferences. I'll go and see I'll go and see like a Marvel movie when it comes out, but if there's a good romantic comedy coming out in theaters, I will go see it by myself on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that ends up coming your way.
Ugh.
But yeah. Goddamn, you basically said everything I was gonna say. Totoro's a good friend. He's handling his own shit without ruining the relationship between his two friends. I respect him a lot more. He's a much better of a guy than I thought he was. Um, to take it back to the beginning of the episode, I don't really understand, or at least when I first started watching the episode, I didn't really understand Hori, because you can't face him after he admits he's in love with you, but you are jealous of him being with another girl and say he's cheating on you. And when the episode began with that, I'm like, what is happening? Like, are they a couple? Are they not? Like, you're treating him like a couple, but you can't face his emotions. And then it really, really nicely rolled it out throughout the episode, both like through a problematic mean, and then like that kind of natural conclusion for them, so to speak.
I mean, that right there already told you that even though she was scared of facing him, she had already made the decision that that's how she saw them.
Yeah.
That's basically what that was showing, is that she'd already made the decision whether whether she was consciously realizing it or not.
Yeah. Also, her little brother Shota is a little
I
shit.
love him. He's still the best character.
What do
I don't
you
know.
mean?
I'm not the biggest
He's
fan.
a great kid.
I'm not the biggest fan of Shota.
Please stop that. That's not his name.
What is his
It,
name again?
is it?
That's not his name.
What's his name? I thought that's what
Soda.
his name was. Oh,
There's no
okay.
H.
I keep adding an H. I don't know why, but
Yeah, that is something very different. We axed that show for a reason.
yes, yes, we did. Which show is that again? Oh wait, I remember now. I remember.
Yep. Um, I do forget the brother's name. I think it was like Shora or
You did it again.
no Shora.
Sota.
Sota.
S O Souta.
Sota.
Or Suta. It's not. There's no H. There is no H. There's nothing that makes an H sound.
So mad.
Because you're calling the child Shota.
I didn't. I did that last week. This week Meep did it.
You did it again. You just did it. You're like, wait, what
No.
was his name? So,
I said Shora with an R, not a T. Listen. Pay attention. Matter of fact, you should take 4B. Anyway.
are you ready for cards?
Yeah, I am. How about you, Gilly?
Yes. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna fuck this show. I love this so much. It is my number one. Like I've been back and forth between it and Skate, but it's my number one. I really love this show, and I already knew from how they were doing this that they were not gonna make us sit here and forever building up to the actual gratification their of them getting together. They weren't gonna make us wait till like the last episode. I knew they would, and I'm glad I was right.
They need to kiss already.
I don't. That might be a little bit longer. They held hands. That's fine.
Lewd.
Very.
Committing
They even linked
public acts
fingers.
of indecency.
Meep, What say ye on
I'm gonna
Hori?
fuck this show. I'm going to. Uh, hmm. Is there a character my age in this show? No. So I'm going to fuck the dad. He looks like he's into being pegged.
No, pretty sure he's the one with the beer can.
Oh no.
Well, you enjoy that
Not.
image, Meep, Gilly, and everyone
Let's
in
not
chat.
acknowledge that. Let's not acknowledge that.
I'm gonna fuck this show too. This show continues to be an excellent expression of characters, and like I said in the show we were talking about before, I'm my two things. The things I enjoy the most is the visual spectacle and like beauty, artistic gorgeousness of a show, and how well characters are done and expressed together and individually. And this show knocks the latter part out of the park every time. Um, while I dislike Hori's tendency of being violent when she cannot express herself, I do think they are a very cute couple. And now it's official. And what a great way to actually become a couple. Awkwardly stumbling into saying I love you and then saying I'm in love with you and then being called out as partner in front of a parent and then just holding hands on the walk. It's delightfully awkward and it's so true to life and it's great. I like it because they're just naturally falling into place. I hope Hori gets better at expressing her emotions. I would love to see that in her character growth. And Miyamura also himself kind of gets better at expressing himself, not just flustered. But yeah, it was great. Toru is a good boy and a good friend. And we got glimpses of other relationships and dynamics this time around as well. The only thing I was left, feeling unsatisfied with was Hori's father, but and the relationship he has with everyone in the household. But like we talked about that already, and hopefully that comes up and gets clear, like later up because yeah, it's interesting. The show's really good. I want to see how Hori and Miyamura grow. I want to see Todo and Sakura evolve. I want to see maybe Remy not become even less terrible as time goes on. It's a good time. It's a good time. The show's great. I didn't expect it, but this show is doing something great with itself, and it's just every week I look forward to the next installment of this story.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Give me Yuki. I want a Yuki focused episode, please.
Also, oh sorry.
No, no, I just give me more Yuki. Best girl.
What I was gonna say is, and this makes sense for what it is. While looking for a still of the promo card, Idoly Pride was one of the mobile game idol anime.
No.
Yep.
No.
Idoly Pride stage of Asteria. It looks like.
Oh my fucking god, it is. No, they're releasing the mobile game in 2021. In spring
Oh, so this is the
2021.
promotional.
This is the promotional anime. Now it makes sense why we have 10 fucking characters. They're stacking the deck for gacha.
How the fuck does an idle mobile game work? Well, we're not gonna have to think about it anymore because, guys, this week, Idoly Pride has died.
I can't fucking believe it.
It also makes sense why Mana is an actual ghost. It's a mobile game.
Oh. Yeah, keep her as the avatar character. Not the avatar character, as the mascot character, the one that kind of tells you how to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I can't. I can't. I thought we were gonna get a wheel with Idoly Pride because I thought Gilly was gonna fuck it. Because you when Egg got the two knives, I like looked at my notes. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pretend to kill Spider to save Egg, but Idoly Pride might put it on the wheel and then triple knife. Boom! Triple knife!
I mean, I was completely honest with my voting this week, but hey, Egg could very well die in one of the coming weeks.
I'm just happy for as long as it lives and I get to engage people about this show on this platform. Because if Egg died today, I would have opened like all my social media accounts and would have been like, okay, well, I regret to inform you that Wonder Egg Priority has, died on our FMK this week. I need people to watch this show and talk to me about it. I need it. But really quick, I know this session is a long one as is, but I want to talk about. I want to take a little quick graveyard tour. I watched the latest episode of Jobless Reincarnation. Did anyone else?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I want to pretend the Beast Woman is in a better anime.
the Beast Woman Galzina or whatever her name is, Galzina. Her name's difficult to spell. She's a, no pun intended, beast. She is hella fucking strong. She's stronger than Paul. And yep, meep, her and Paul have slept together.
Fucking knew it was at least consensual.
Yes, it was consensual. It was the only field that he was able to beat her in was bed. She is better at him in all swords and physical practice and physical prowess, except for in bed. Paul wins there, apparently. His words. But she did not denounce them. She's stupid as hell, but she is awesome. I still enjoy her character a lot. Also, there's this great scene where it opens up where Paul gave them a letter that was meant for Rudy, and she didn't realize it and tried to read it, but she can't read because she is the barbarian fighter with an 8 or 6 in intelligence, and she just throws the scroll letter at Rudy and is like, hey kid, read this, I can't read. I'm like, fucking, okay, we're starting off strong. And, yep. But the issue is, Paul fucked the wolf girl, and then they play another joke that he's scum and still wants to bang her again after everything that happened in the last episode, because in the letter to his son, he's like, you can have dibs on the 12-year-old daughter of the noble you're going to go teach, but hands off Gilzane, she's mine. And in the show's defense, Gilzane is like, give me that, I'm sending that letter back to, what was mom's name? Zenith. But I couldn't help but think about how much better of a show this would be if Paul and Zenith were poly like the manga wanted them to be, and how much more interesting of a character dynamic and relationship dynamic we could have explored in this show. But it doesn't matter because this show's all about the haha peepees when it's not just being really pretty. Yeah. Finally, we get a character that is relatively as bad as fucking Rudy. It's the princess character from this noble household who's actually Rudy's cousin because the noble is related to Paul, and she is just the worst brat and worst entitled princess. She beats up Rudy. He tries to give her some lickings back, and she goes feral on him. She's a terrible character. The noble is raising her awfully. And then the episode revolves around getting her pretend kidnapped so that Rudy can teach her the importance of relying on other people and of magic. But the kidnapping goes wrong when the person actually turns on the family because she's such an awful little creature that treated him so poorly, so he took this opportunity to kidnap her and make her life hell. She gets her face kicked in, blood and teeth. Then Rudy heals her, and then they go back and forth with her being just terrible to him and Rudy actually seeming like a nice guy.
So Paul told Rudy to fuck his cousin.
Yep.
What the fuck is this show?
I don't know. I'm going to keep watching it because I am morbidly intrigued. But I don't think...
I'm going to... Sorry. I'm just going to say, I'm going to continue pretending the Beast Woman is in a better anime. She's a background character in Jujutsu Kaisen. There, that's how I'm justifying it.
As much as I hate to say it...
The only sexualized character.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but it was a pretty good episode all in all, with like The action that was shown was really great. Gilzane saved them. Like Rudy almost gets away from the bandits, saving the princess, but then one of them is this really good sword fighter, and he throws the sword after him. And Gilzane last minute shows up, shatters the sword with one kick, and then decapitates the other dude with another kick. And it was sick. Or did she cleave it, break it with her sword? I'm not sure. It was wild. I think what they're doing with Paul is kind of shitty, but who says every character needs to be a good character, on the other hand? Still doesn't overwrite the sins of the previous episode, but I think this episode was in the right direction. Rudy got his comeuppance a little bit, but more than anything, he had to step up, and we might actually be getting character growth because he has experienced death for the first time and almost died himself, so it's interesting. Also, let's see, as a web novel reader, all I can say is that this show can feel morally iffy. The anime actually toned down quite a bit. Oh god. K-kun, I thought the anime was making it worse.
See, I'm not sure if the anime is basing it off the manga, the light novel, or the book series. I don't fucking know.
I guess
There are so many iterations of Jobless Reincarnation.
Oh boy, yeah. Apparently Chad is telling us that web novel is pretty rough. And by rough I assume it means even grosser.
How bad do the light novels get, chat? I don't care for spoilers, though maybe don't tell now.
No, that's alright. I can take spoilers with this show. I'm about to ask if the manga is I'm about to write I'm hoping that this would be a story about redemption, but it's starting to sound like.
Can I tell you a spoiler I know then?
Sure.
Another reason why I'm happy it died is I actually looked into some of the other characters after it died because I knew I wasn't going to watch him. Like, what happens to Zenith? I'm not going to say how, but eventually she becomes a mute. And it's like, oh, so they just make it so the best character can't speak anymore. Great. Oh, yeah, the anime is also very groomy.
Yeah, I mean, in the last episode, not this one, in the previous episode, my biggest issue, I was actually going to fuck the show until I really thought about it. He says, I'm going to groom Sylphie to become my perfect wife. And that's disgusting. That is some of the worst predatory behavior that can possibly be. And yeah, hate that. Oh.
I did not. I did watch Kimono Jihen though. It is continuing to be a shonen that I say this is good for a shonen.
The fuck is Kimono Jihen?
Which is all I ask out of shonen.
What is Kimono Jihen?
It's the shonen that came out this season. So the way shonens like to come out is each like every 2 seasons there's a really big shonen that has 24 episodes that comes out, and then the season after that there'll be a small 12 episode shonen. It's happened with Dr. Stone, it's happening now with Jujutsu Kaisen, happens with My Hero. The Kimono Jihen is the smaller shonen that came out, and while I wouldn't say it's like incredible for an anime, I'd say it's really good for a shonen.
By the way, Gilly, have you kept up with the volleyball? And you can't see me, but I actually did the spike motion with my hand. Volleyball anime?
No, I haven't been able to keep up with anything outside the shows we're watching.
What the fuck? K-kun, please tell us you're joking.
Oh, please tell us you're joking. Chat is, for our YouTube viewers, chat is letting us know about some of the more disgusting scenes from the web novel. Yeah, me too.
It's 8s and 9s. How?
Yeah, me too.
Let's not talk about it anymore. let us talk about how Idoly Pride is fucking dead.
It got too
The
big.
beast that I thought. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I was just agreeing with you. It got too big.
Yeah, the beast that I thought was never going to get put down got put down, and I am happy. I am sated.
Hey, Wonder Egg lived, and I can't be I can't complain about anything. Idoly Pride, I wanted to continue enjoying you, but it got too much. Even the very nice, sweet scene at the end and the nice ending, just I realized I wasn't following along last episode, and this episode I was just like the ensemble that I was starting to enjoy has now been split in two, and now like other characters become non-characters. It's the end for me.
Yeah. Any final words for Idoly Pride, Gilly? I'll take that as a no. Well, I have been your host,
No.
Meat. I've been joined by. Oh,
Uh,
Oh no, Gilly, robot.
I think he disconnected from the hotspot.
I think so. Well, let's not stand on ceremony, and instead stand on ceremony and wrap up.
I've been your host, Meat, joined by my co-hosts, Gilly and Dalaron.
Hi,
Say goodbye,
Dalaran.
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming through. I'm going to take a moment to read out bits because you already know where to find me. Huge shout out to HyperKyle73 for the follow. And then a massive shout out to Fidela93 for all the bits, as well as the sub and the gift subs given to our community. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you enjoy the content here enough to subscribe yourself, let alone give other people subscriptions, and even for people who might not be able to afford it now. So you're very much appreciated. Also, thank you to Logicore for the follow, as well as Kermit21 for the bits too. Thank you guys. Honestly, normally I try not to break our podcasts for this kind of stuff, but you are very much
It means a
appreciated.
lot that you showed here, and I wish everyone here a pleasant evening, except those of you that watched. Fuck, what would this season's Rail Romanesque be? X-Arm. Except those of you that watched X-Arm.
Those of you who watched X-Arm and enjoyed it.
Real Romanesque is getting a second season.
You know, that's what we ended our award ceremony with for fall 2021.
I know, because it's still shocking.
Gilly, is there anything you want to plug?
No.
Cool. Alright guys, as always, thank you for coming, thank you for staying, and thank you for hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys next week, hopefully at the right time, Monday, 3 p.m. EST. Kate-kun, thank you so much for the follow as well. It actually was really great having you here today. I'm not happy that this manga, light novel, anime property is what it is, but it's good to know, and we always appreciate people coming in and sharing their knowledge of whatever we're watching with us. So thanks again, and we look forward to having you next time too. But yeah, we love and appreciate you all. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.